going to depend on just how forceful you are in putting yourself out there. So be courageous, be confident, embrace your skills and your talents, and don't shy away from it. But I do see some sort of negotiations happening for you with a new professional opportunity.
Oh, that's great. My thing is it's a airline position. I've been a flight attendant for quite a few years, but I've been in the hotel industry for the past over 2 years now. But this other opportunity is not I've been a flight attendant, so this one is not a flight attendant. It's customer service.
But I still feel there's travel.
Yeah, there's training. There's training. There's training involved, which is in the States.
Great.
But I'm just wondering if that makes perfect sense. But my question is, like, do you think that less financial? I mean, that position is not as financially, more than what I have now. It's less. But
so I don't know that this is going to be the highest paying job, but I think the life that you're trying to design for yourself, I think it's right in line with the vision that you have for your life.
I'm thinking that I'm going to take that opportunity, even if it's a smaller scale, but, work my way up in that area.
I think what you're looking, I think, Michelle, what you're looking for in your life right now, this is completely consistent with that. So congratulations for you for putting your hat in the ring. Just don't hold back. Make sure that you just move in with confidence. Don't be afraid of following up. Don't feel afraid of bragging on awards and recognition or recommendations. But I see a lot of success for you in the future one way or another. And I do see some sort of negotiations happening with a new professional role. So good luck to you.
Well, I'm excited, but everything else in general, like family life, everything is okay on just
we're focusing,
everything else.
I just did the general reading on that one topic right now, Michelle, but it looks like you are really the center and the strength of your family. So all looks good there, but good luck to you. And I wish you well in your new role. All right. Take care.
Thank you so much. Okay.
You're very welcome. Looks like we have Beth from Virginia. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're staying up late tonight to chat with me. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I love your shows.
Oh, good. Well, this is my first one, so I hope I won't be disappointing you. What I would say is that I generally like to ask, would you be interested in me doing just a general reading and seeing what comes up, or do you have a specific question you want to drill in on?
Let's see.
Oh, there had to be something on your mind before you.
General reading.
Okay. Well, let's just see what kind of energy I'm tapping in just in the beginning. Here's what I would say just as a start. Beth, I sense that you're actually very intuitive, and I don't know. And by the way, please, for those that are watching, when I'm gathering information and doing readings, I look around a lot. For those that are listening, you probably won't notice, but Beth, I sense that you're very intuitive, and I'm wondering if there's some sort of dream that you've had recently that is sparking you to question things in your life. Is there a dream that you've had recently that you're contemplating?
I have very, very, very vivid dreams, and they make a lot of sense. And what I've noticed is now that I've done clearings, subconscious clearings, my dreams are more present than far away, if that makes sense. They're more in real time.
Okay. No, it feels like it's more current, more relevant today's situation. I mean, it just feels like there's some. Okay. So I just feel like I need to start there. It feels like there's some sort of dream that you've had, I would say within the last week, that is causing you to kind of reflect on what's happening in your environment. I do sense that there's some family issues. So I don't know I don't know what the dynamics are in your family, but this feels like complexity with siblings, possibly related to parents, health, moving, or something like that. Does that make any sense for you?
No, my parents are deceased. They are in
Okay.
heaven. They are very with me, though. They're some of my. I actually use their birth years for my a couple
But
of my angel numbers.
okay,
But yes, there's
do
a
you
lot of
have
dynamics with that.
okay? Because I feel like there's sibling issues related to the parents. So I don't know if the parents passing
Oh yeah,
created some
yeah,
of these.
yeah. My siblings and I actually don't. We're just now sort of connecting again.
Okay.
There was a lot. Yep.
So I don't know if any of your dreams had to do with family, but I'm getting the recent dream contemplating, kind of looking at what's happening in your day-to-day environment. But I definitely get the dynamics with the siblings tied to the parents. And it also feels pretty dysfunctional for me. So I hate to call it out, but there may be someone in your family or extended family that suffers from some type of addiction or alcohol kind of abuse. But it feels
That is coming to an
okay.
end. Yes,
Okay.
we've had to do
Okay.
some massive interventions. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I think that that's where it's kept you at a distance and you have felt like you haven't been able to connect with them because of these bigger issues. So I just want to say,
Yeah.
I feel like there is healing. Um, I feel like there's healing that comes, but you need to be very mindful of where you're spending your time and your energy as you reacquaint with, because I feel like it's not just siblings, I feel like it's their mates also. I feel like there's also just kind of walking cautiously as you reintegrate the family.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't give them a lot of energy. I
Okay.
feel like what the universe has planned with that is what the universe has planned. I like
Yep.
that flow.
Yep. Yep. And I would just say, I think the biggest picture. So that seems like the most substantive thing that I'm picking up on right now. But what I would say beyond that is that this is just a time for you to plant seeds, be mindful of where you're putting your time, your talent, your energy. I do feel like you really are thinking about somehow redesigning your life. And it feels like you may have 3 or 4 things that you're looking at. Do I want to invest in this? Do I want to stay where I'm living right now? Do you feel like you're
Oh,
sort
you're
of
right. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
yes, I am headed toward a direction that I've been aiming for. I'm planning to manifest that definitely this summer.
Very
things are
exciting.
moving right along with that now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just going to say, don't put too much on your plate because I feel like you're going to pick 3 big things. Feels like the house is a big thing. There's some investment and moving of money. So that may be putting more money in a house or a different opportunity. But I feel like,
You are
I feel
correct.
like you will,
Yes.
okay. I feel like you will have all the means to do what it is that you plan on manifesting. I love that you talk about manifesting. I jones for affirmations and vision boards and all of that. So I think that's really
Yes.
exciting for you.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
but,
Yeah.
but the big message is just be mindful, right? Be mindful of where you invest your time and energy, because I feel like
Okay.
these are going to be really long-term decisions for you. This isn't going to be the nomadic stuff that you did years ago, right? Because you've been pretty stable for a while, but I feel like you had quite a few adventures a couple decades ago. But this feels like it's going to be really long term. Does this make sense for you?
Yeah, this will be my future. Like I'm planning on, this is my retirement business.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yep. I'm planning on it having a
Very
life of 10.
Very exciting. Is there anything else that kind of was on your mind that you want to touch on?
Sure. My relationship with my son as opposed to my businesses.
Okay. So I feel like your son, so energetically, your son for me is of school age. So he may be early 20s, right? But I'm feeling that he's sort of still in this study, apprenticeship, early career sort of phase. Does that make sense for you?
Well, Sort of. He's a very intelligent child. He's a Marine.
He
is
doesn't
a
feel very.
veteran now. He's actually 30, and he is.
Oh.
Well, he
I'm sorry,
he was in the nuclear. He got out of that. He had a really good job in nuclear, and he's actually going through some rough times with the divorce and things like that. And my grandchild and my daughter-in-law live in my lake house. So, yeah, it's been a little wild, but I feel like he's coming around, and he's starting to.
Yeah, it just feels like he's going through some sort of. It feels like he's going through some sort of. I'm going to say apprenticeship, learning, studying. So I don't know if he has to go back and learn and get trained for something else for career-wise, but I feel like he's having a starting over sort of phase, and it does feel not to diminish his intellect or anything, but it does feel like he's having to relearn something for profession and financial sakes. I would say because you're asking about the relationship between the two of you. I hate to say this. I feel like he's just got a lot on his plate. I think he's carrying more loads and responsibility and stress. And so please don't let that be anything that you take derogatory or personally. I don't think it has anything to do with your relationship with him. I think it's about him.
Okay. Yep. You nailed it.
Yeah, I think it's just about him going through these experiences for the first time in his life. So, but what I would say, we go back to be mindful of where you put your time, talent, and energy. I have an adult child and grandchildren also, and I would just encourage you to allow them to have their own journey. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to do things that we don't always want them to do, but just keep loving him, stay available, and, he's going to get through this. So I see some new opportunities coming for him. I would just say it feels like it's late February maybe is when the money starts kind of resolving itself. But you're very supportive.
You are so insane. That's insane. You are right. Like, you have no idea. You just nailed. Okay. Yeah, that was.
So stay encouraged, Mom. He'll be fine. But I hope that this has been encouraging for you this evening. You sound like
thank you. It has. You are amazing.
You're very sweet. Well, it's a privilege to do all of this. I really just enjoy connecting with everyone, and not everyone has a chance to get a live call. So hopefully we can wrap up the rest of our show. I'm going to give a general group reading. So who knows, Beth, maybe there's some other messages in here before we wrap up the show.
That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty precise.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your support, and I wish you and your family and your son the very best.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, as I was mentioning to Beth, I know that everyone wants a reading, right? Everyone doesn't necessarily know me or what I do. As you were able to witness, I do get information from a number of sources. I draw on feelings, visions, some things I just know, and I'm not sure really why. I have lots of tools and resources at my disposal. I may or may not pick a card, pick a color, pick an animal, but I really just like these things to happen organically. But what I can say is, every time before I go into any sort of environment where I'm doing a group reading or a private reading, I try to meditate and concentrate on the people that I'm meeting with. So, of course, I can't always say who I was going to meet with today because this is a new format for me. You all are coming in from different channels, different places, but I did write down some messages. So what I want to offer before I start to wrap things up is I'm just going to share some of the random messages that I took as part of my meditation for this group, and hope that it resonates with someone out there. And what I would say is that if for some reason, again, you're not getting a free reading, whether it's through this show today or another show on the network, feel free to reach out on Facebook or through the mystic-b.com website, and we can go ahead and book a private session. But some of the general information I received. So the first one was actually the state of Ohio, that I was getting someone from state of Ohio that was contemplating a move. I was also getting the song. So this is the clear audience. I often get songs and song lyrics. The song What I Am by Edie Brickell, that there's a young female out there that just needs a little bit of an uplift. I want to encourage you to go play that song. It's a great song. If you've never heard of it, again, it's What I Am by Edie Brickell. I also sense that someone is in the midst of an affair that they're trying to get away with. Just so you know, I don't think you're going to get away with it for much longer. So you might want to think about coming clean. I also get a new union and a partnership. So congratulations to someone that has just found new love or have come to an agreement to either marry or move in with one another. I also have someone in Arizona that feels very busy, lots of business things that they're contemplating. All of those will work out. I also have, let me see if I can read my handwriting here. There was someone also that was contemplating an affair. And I would say, give it once over, let it boost your ego, but don't fall for it. Not in your best interest. So I don't know if any of those things resonate with any of you, but that is what I received before we met today. I did just want to make sure that we're all kind of connected. I want your ideas, your suggestions on topics and content for future shows. I will be here next Thursday at the same time, and we'll be doing free readings again. So please make sure that you follow along Facebook to get your name on the list. Again, you can reach out on my Facebook page or the mystic-b.com website. If you have any questions, right, about my process or how things work, please feel free to put those things together in an email, on a Facebook chat, and let me know what questions I can answer. And otherwise, we'll be planning for next week. I will be tapping in a little bit more to numerology. And so we'll be focusing a bit on those messages. So just in closing, I wanted to just remind you, we do have our own personal numerology energy, but we also have universal energy. So tomorrow, so it's late for me. Some people, depending on where you are, you may already be in to the 24th of January. But I just wanted to mention for those of us that are going to wake up tomorrow, and it'll be the 24th, tomorrow is a universal 7-day. And 7 days are really about spiritual awakening. It's about introspection and really the pursuit of truth. 7 is always a magical number, and it gives you an opportunity to seek meaning and answers and really align with your spiritual self. So as we conclude this evening, I'm just going to say thank you so much for just giving me an opportunity to connect with you in this space. It really is humbling. This gift, whatever it is that I do, remains a mystery to me. I've been doing it for 30 years, but I still find it fascinating. I hope you will join me next week. And as we move into this 7 days, please let's ask ourselves, what truths are we ready to uncover? Not just about ourselves, but in the world. And how can we extend more compassion, kindness, and truth to one another? So thank you all again for joining. Please stay connected. Visit mystic-b.com. Send me your Facebook comments, ideas, suggestions, and feedback. And again, for those of you that were not able to get a reading yet, please look at some other great shows. There's wonderful psychics and talents, and you can get readings on the network. Otherwise, reach out and join us next week.
Psychic Radio Network and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny with Eleanor Gray. Live from GraceDestiny.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Eleanor Gray's Psychic Destiny on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, hi there everyone. How are you? How are you doing here today? I hope that the weather's great where you are. Of course, I'm in London, so we talk about the weather all the time. It's just national pastime, I think, for the British in the UK. But I am here now to talk to you about your life and to find out what's happening in your week and how you're going to be looking at the future. So we're all about future prospects, all about being able to make connections using cards. I've got my cards here. These are Rider-Waite tarot cards. You'll see them. And I like to take one or two of these just to trigger those psychic images, because that's what we're looking for, all of the psychic images that we can muster, and that's what it's all about. I also have my lovely spirit cards here. These are fabulous, but I will be using natural clairvoyance and that psychic connection as well. That is very important for all of us to be able to perhaps just make sense of what's going on around us at this particular time and how are we feeling? How is everybody feeling? And how are you making plans for the year ahead? It's 2025, we're here, and we are looking at a very different year for most of us, and hopefully a very positive one. So let me know about your plans. Let me know about your issues that you're perhaps wanting to resolve. And as we're going forward, remember that we had all the planets aligned, didn't we, on Sunday? That planetary alignment has not been seen for something like 2,000 years. So a very long time. So that heralds a very different experience, I think, for all of us. And we're all going to be looking at what we can do for the best, how we can make our own dreams come true, and how we can help those as well that are around us. Now, let's just take a couple of cards for everybody. Let's see what is coming through. Well, we've got the Queen of Swords here. That's a very powerful card. It's meaning that everyone around you should be a little bit careful about perhaps what you're saying. It should be just taking things in your stride, but it's a time to use that mind of yours. It's about being intelligent, being streetwise as well, and really trying hard to concentrate a great deal on those efforts that you really need to make. And we all do. We've all got to make lots of effort in our lives at the moment. And that is really trying to get the best possible outcome that we can. So crystal balls is another area, another tool that I use, and I will be bringing in some cosmic orders for all of you. Cosmic orders are all about intentions. It's setting a plan, making a plan, having a goal, and being able to achieve it by really reaching out to those that can help you, but also reaching out to the universe. So sending out a big wish, the biggest wish that you can possibly ever make. And we will discuss that as we're going through our series, particularly for Valentine's month. We're coming up to Valentine's in just a couple of weeks, and we will be sharing lots of tricks and tips as to how to set your love intentions, how you want to make everything rock and roll, really, in your love life. So that's a very important aspect that we'll be discussing. Lots of hearts and lots of love crystals and affirmations all about your lover and your partner who you want to attract to you. The Queen of Swords today is really saying, look, there's a strong female element that's around all of us. So that will be very prominent in the news, perhaps somebody who is making a big statement, an imminent statement about to happen. And you will also be finding that perhaps those close to you, you will be wanting to share some news or some positive suggestions to help others. So expect to see prominent lady with some difficult news being in the headlines over the next few days. And I think you might well find that that is really interesting. It's a very exciting time for all of us, I think. So what are you doing then? What are your plans for the new year? What have you got to set out now for February? So we're through to Emma in Winnipeg. Hello there, Emma. Hi, you're through to Eleanor Grace here. How are you? How are you?
Oh, hello. I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for taking me.
Good. There's no problem at all. It's lovely to speak to you. Just writing down your name here. Emma, I'm connecting through to you and I'm feeling very strongly that you've got a bit of an issue here with regard to wanting to speak to a partner. It's a relationship matter, but you're not really able to get your point across, or you're not finding your voice. Is that something that's happening to you at the moment?
Yes, I believe similar. Yep.
Is that within your relationship? Because this could well extend as well to your workplace, that there's something about the energy that's surrounding you that really means that you're not being understood too well. And that's not because you're not explaining yourself, it's because there's blockages really all around other people. And I think it's very frustrating for you, Emma, and that's something that you need to deal with and get rid of this misunderstanding energy as quickly as you possibly can, because it is really important that you've got everything right, that everything really does show as being powerful and positive for you, and not a difficult sort of problem. All right, let's just take another card here, and this is one for you. You're crossing over the water now. So this is, again, about emotions and about your feelings and about how you're going to cross over this big sort of divide that seems to have happened. And yet, none of this is your fault. It really isn't. I think that you have stumbled very much upon a set of circumstances that you can't really change. You can't do anything about. You're there, you're in life, you're dealing with the issues that are coming up. And I just don't see you being supported at all. And there's a battle that will come out of this as well. So I think you will have to speak your mind. Be prepared, Emma, for those around you not to agree at first and to perhaps challenge your words, but be consistent and continue with whatever it is that is in your heart, because I feel that that's very powerful, very important. You're moving on, you're moving forward, and that's your life, that's your destiny, that's your life path. It's a straight one. I can see a very straight path in front of you, and one which you will not deviate from. This is wonderful. It's really a marvelous picture. So don't be disappointed at all with other people, because unless they're with you and unless they're following the same path as you, then really they're not going to contribute very much. And you don't need anybody to pull you down or to pull you back. Ace of Swords tells me here, this is what I felt when I took a random card at the beginning of the show here, and that was the Queen of Swords. And I feel that this is you. I think this was what is most relevant for you, Emma, that you've got to speak your own truth. You've got to say those words and get your point across. That's important. But then I do feel that you've got to be sort of saying, do you know what? This isn't working as well for me as it should. This is not where I want to be. This is not anything at all about how I intend now to go forward. So you're asking for love and commitment here. You're wanting to be shown affection. You're wanting to be shown really how appreciated you are. And for this guy of yours here to at least be saying compliments to you and to be adoring of you and to be pleased to be with you, to be grateful and thankful that you're in his life. And I don't see that at the moment. So Emma, you need to make your value absolute. You need to stamp your feet and say, look, this is what I want from you. And perhaps paint a picture of what you want your life to be like, how you want it to be. Where do you want to live? What sort of life do you want to have? What work do you want to do? What's the picture of you in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years' time? What sort of life do you want to have? And then bring it back, pair it back to today, today's existence, today's memories that you've made. And where is the happiness in your life? Where is it? This is supposed to be one of the happiest times now. You're young, you're in the prime of your life. And this is where you need it to count. You need it to really count. Okay, Queen of Cups here. You're going to get your wish, which is brilliant. That's exactly what I'm asking for you in the cosmic order that I'm doing. So Emma, will you do that? Will you actually take on board the challenge to say, what's in your heart, what's on your mind, what you want to speak? What are those feelings that you actually have? How does that make you feel at the moment, Emma?
Well, it's definitely resonating as a situation that I am presently going through. And I've actually sort of started that progress, like those steps already, probably a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good. So, how's it going?
Yeah.
I mean, have you had that connection come back? I mean, what has been said? What's he actually?
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
I thought. Oh, I thought that would be the case because I do see him as being, I suppose, just stuck. Absolutely determined, I think, to just believe himself and his own ideas and not really to take anything on from what you are saying to him. And that is difficult because you have feelings here that run deep. I can see them. It's like a river that goes down. There's a big well, and you've got all of this emotion that's got to come to the surface yet. And I do feel that there are tears around you, and I feel that this is going to be perhaps how you just have to blurt things out, sort of crying and saying, look, I really need you, absolutely implore you to understand my situation, my position. I don't feel loved. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know what you're going to offer me in the future because I feel that you're being undermined, that there's a criticism, perhaps everything you say is being repeated in a negative way. And it's not very easy. You want agreement. You want people who've got like minds to just say, hey, come on, let's do this together. And I think there's a battle. There's a power play perhaps between you. At the moment, he is the one that's winning. He's got Did you hear me? Yeah?
Yep.
At the moment.
Exactly. Yep. No, I feel like I've done all that and I've stepped back now. So
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Waiting for him, that's a tricky one. So you're going to have to do something else. And this is a situation that's emerging where you've got some very pleasant surprises. But I think you've got to take things away in order to get them back. It's a bit like, being trapped here and then suddenly being released and you're not really quite knowing what to do. And that's what I feel is the situation with you. But he will come around. And I think you've got to be even firmer with your plan and your approach to the difficult position that you find yourself in. You've just got to be firmer and be more resilient. But Emma, I feel that you're going to get your wish. You're going to get your own way. There is a lady with you in spirit. I have to tell you that. I want to go to an initial S, like a Sheila or Shanna. It's a sh sound. Shannon, maybe Sean. It's that sort of sound that I'm being given. And I'm also seeing a snake. So watch for that. Just watch for some deceit around your relationship, bit of a snake in the grass, and the spirit are coming through and showing me that. So do you have a lady who's passed over who you would perhaps talk to in your subconscious, or perhaps it enters your dreams? Would this be a grandmother or a parent or an auntie even? It's a female who I think you have had some very close connections to. Do you know who that could be, Emma?
Not with that spelling. No, not with the F.
Okay. No, it's a SH.
Not offhand.
No, not for you?
No, not that I can think of, no.
Do you have a lady who's passed over, though? Do you have a grandparent?
Yeah, yes, I have. I do, yes. But it starts with a P.
Yeah, because what happens sometimes is that initials or names are actually shouted out to me or my guys or however I connect to that information, and it's a message for you. So it's not necessarily the name, although often it does come through as that particular evidential name. This is also a recognition that it's SH, maybe it's shush, but there's a snake as well. So there's some deception that has been going on. You may find the answer, because you are going to challenge until you get to where you need to be. But just do remember that spirit is with you. And this lady in particular is trying to show you the way, opening doors for you, I think, as well. So you have a lot of success. This guy, he will come around. He's going to come back and is going to be much, much more the person that you thought he was and that you expected him to be, and the person that you met in the first place, most probably. However, there's a level that needs to be connected to and understood yet. So I'm going to leave you with that, and do come back to me. You can book a reading directly with me through gracedestiny.com. That's my website. So I'm hoping to hear from you again, but best of luck, Emma, and it's been wonderful speaking to you today. Okay.
Wonderful.
Emily, you're on the line for me. Is that you, Emily, in Ohio?
Yes, that's me.
Hello. And how are you? You're sounding wonderful and bright and positive and chirpy. It's a chipper feeling. That's what we say here in London. I'm feeling rather chippy today. So I think that's you. And I'm just going to take a couple of cards here now, Emily. I think there's been a lot of changes around you recently, and you have now the energy that has been given to you to drive your life forward. This is a point of destiny that you've reached. So you've done all the changes. You've managed to release yourself from perhaps obligations that were just not necessary to keep up with anymore, obligations that you needed to get rid of. And I feel that that's been a very sort of powerful message that you've had to take on board. You've had to really sort of understand. And yet I see a lot of balance and harmony now that is around you, and a time in which you will be making some very sort of powerful changes. Here we've got the card of temperance. So changes have happened. Balance and harmony has now come in. So you're going to be feeling great, really great. Let me see now. You've been wise, very wise woman. We've got the card of wisdom that's been around you. When you receive wisdom, it's not that you need any more. It's that you've accessed some of your experiences in life that have taken you to this point so far. So you've grown, you've had a soul growth, and you've matured again on another level that is not a physical one, and it's not about life skills. It's about a spiritual evolvement and a knowing, a knowledge that is enhanced in your soul. So from whence you came, from where we resonate from, that's now been recognized, and you've reached another level of understanding of yourself, but also understanding of life and the universe and of other people. You're a very caring person, Emily, and I can see that. You've got many celebrations that are here. Do you have a birthday coming up soon? Because I feel that there's a birthday party. I see a birthday cake here. Is that you, or is that a friend that you're going to?
No, not soon here. No.
Okay.
Nope.
Right. Well, I'm seeing a birthday cake, so this has got to be somewhere. Otherwise I wouldn't see it. So it wouldn't be being shown to me. So let's look at spirit, because we have got a strong spiritual connection with you in particular, but also you, I feel, are quite psychic. Is that something that you've been aware of yourself?
Yes.
Yes
Hard to
and no.
understand.
Yes
but
and no. Not. You're probably just a little bit too shy, aren't you, of wanting to admit to some of those skills that you actually have. Do you have quite vivid dreams, and do you remember your dreams? Because I have to give you this birthday cake. It wouldn't surprise me at all, not in the least, that you're going to receive an invitation very soon to a party. It's somebody's birthday that is around you. And I feel that March is the month. But let's look at spirit as well, because there are 2 or 3 different souls in spirit that have come forward here. I mentioned in my last reading that there's an S and an H, and there's a shush, and that's like a Shannon or a Sean. I'm not sure if you can connect with that person, because sometimes they just come rushing in. We have to find who they are for here. So do you have any connection to that sound of initial?
The sound of what?
It's a sh sound. It's like shh. That's the sound that I'm hearing. Yeah, like Shannon or Sheila or Sean. No?
Do you mean a name of someone? Is that what you mean? Or a name?
Yeah. If not, don't worry, it's not for you. I shall ask the spirit to pass. Sorry?
Hello?
Hello, hi, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
No, okay. All right. So moving forward, we've got the soul and spirit that's around you. It's a lady who's wanting to really make that connection with you. I'm going to give you those 2 initials as well, the S and the H, because they're important around you and around spirit. But there's a door opening here, Emily, and you will be making, I think lots of gestures at the moment. So lots of people are wanting to connect to you. You're having a lot to do. You're very busy. Have you started a new role? Is this something at work that you're doing, a new project? Because there's lots and lots of attention seeking sort of notices that are around you. So other people want to get a hold of you, and they want your opinion. They want to know what you're all about. And there's also a new person that is here. Have you just met somebody new? Is this in a relationship for you?
No, there isn't a new person. No, there's just a lot of stuff going on with my marriage right now. That there's secrets, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, things like that. So it's actually not good.
Well, you have a lot of changes that are coming in. I'm not surprised that it is about your marriage, but it's also about you, and it's about what you're going to do next. I do see Spirit who is sort of giving you this big push here to be quite dynamic and to take things on. And you have the Orca. I mean, this is just about, you've got to rely upon that inner strength, and you've got to sort of swim your way out of this situation and put yourself in charge. I think that you are going to meet somebody who's quite significant, quite important. It's an important man who I feel is right in front of you. It's sitting in your future path. And I see lots of time and lots of, well, I suppose it's many, many moons in the future for you. So a long life is there. You've got a long time to live, and this is an important time of change. So you really do need to decide on what is important for you, Emily, and how you're going to make a difference to yourself. There's money coming in, there's work coming in, there's a new role that's coming in, and you need to make absolutely sure that that's for you and it doesn't go elsewhere. I feel as though funds and all sorts of property and assets belonging to you seem to have just drained away, and that you haven't got very much left. Is that true? Is that something that you've actually had to deal with? It's very unfair if it is.
Yes. I've been trying to keep it under control over the years, and it just, it's been a problem.
I think you just give up, don't you? You just sort of feel, well, there's nothing I can do. I can't keep confronting this, and there's very little that I can make of this situation. And I'm sure that you have felt so many times that if it was just you that you were looking after, and if it was just you, that you could then make sure that you've got plenty of savings, that you chose to spend money in the right way, and that you could live your life with freedom and with some independence as well. And that is what I feel is the next stage. We've got the grasshopper here. The grasshopper is a spiritual card. It's sort of saying to you, you're going to jump on, you're going to move on, and that's going to be a very powerful experience and a lovely one as well. And it's an experience that I feel is necessary. So you need to do this. You need to think, okay, it is time now, isn't it, really, for me to take my next step forward, for me to be able to say, hey, I've just about had enough of this. I don't want any more problems. I don't want any more difficulties. I don't want to be in any sort of difficult situation. And that way, I feel that you really do have the chance to jump forward and to illuminate your life. And that's what you will do. I do feel, Emily, that you're being helped by Spirit. And even though you couldn't identify perhaps the initials or that sense of Spirit today, do not fret about that, because evidence isn't necessarily always what's needed, but be aware that you have a spiritual presence around you to help you and to bring fortune to you and some courage, and that's what you need. It's been wonderful speaking to you, Emily. Do come through to me if you want to and book in. You can have a reading with me or an email reading as well. My website takes dollars too, so it's gracedestiny.com. I shall be with you all next week on Tuesday at the same time. And in the meantime, have the most wonderful week and try to be as helpful as you can to those around you. Love and light, and I will see you soon.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane. Live from SarahJanePatton.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Welcome Your Woo on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Well, hello. Welcome to Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane, you guys. I am Sarah Jane, host of this amazing show that I have every Wednesday night where intuition, energy, and the mystical world comes together to guide you through life's most profound experiences. Thank you so much for tuning in to receive intuitive insights, spiritual guidance, and conversations that will open your heart and mind. So this evening, you guys, let's just have some conversations around what's happening in the collective. I want to talk a little bit about some of my own experiences, because the one thing that I do know about myself is that I'm a way shower. And what does that mean? It means that often I go through experiences before the collective energy does, and I get to come talk about it and share my experience so that you can prepare yourself for whatever challenges perhaps may be coming in as well. And one of the things that I'm seeing as we're kind of moving through this energy of the new year is for a lot of people, there's a lot of story coming up around our worthiness, our ability to receive, and our beliefs around money. So if you could close your eyes for a moment and imagine having all of your deepest desires and dreams come into fruition and manifest this year, what would that look like for you? What would it feel like? And can you take a moment to create that in your imagination? Your imagination is the #1 tool in your toolbox for accessing your psychic abilities and manifesting the deepest desires of your heart. When you can go into your imagination and create an image and an experience of what it would look like if you manifested your deepest desires, you're more likely to actually bring that to fruition and create it. And so there will be challenges that you perhaps are facing as you move through this year, and the challenges around your money beliefs may be surfacing. I myself have had this come up. So we get programmed as small children based on the projections of other people around our money beliefs and what that is. And if you can look at money as a energetic exchange, money is just energy, it will shift the way you experience money. But as a child, when we're growing up and we're experiencing all of those different projections from other people, like I will use this as an example. One of the things that I came into my awareness, I think it was 2021, I was sitting there one day realizing that the biggest limiting belief that I had ever projected onto my children was that money doesn't grow on trees. And it hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, that's a limiting belief. Money does grow on trees. Money is accessible and available to us everywhere. And those limiting beliefs that we have, because we had other people telling us that we had to work really hard to receive money, that we had to be not like we block our receive by like not accepting gifts from people. I always say that's how we rob people of giving, when we don't allow them to buy us dinner. Has anyone ever offered to pay for your dinner and you didn't let them and you argued about it? I have totally done this, but did you know that when you argue with someone who wants to pay for something for you about doing it, that you're blocking your receive and your abundance from flowing to you? So that's the invitation for you this week, is to practice receiving. So how can you go through your week paying attention to where you're blocking your receives. I'm actually doing like this money goal challenge with a woman named Kyra Casey, and I highly recommend checking her out. Just look up her name online, you'll find her. But she has a money program that has been very transformational for myself. And anytime I do something, I like to share it with other people. So go check that out. But in what ways this week, as you move through your experiences, how can you allow yourself to receive? This can be as simple as receiving compliments as well. Have you ever had someone compliment you on your shirt and you dismissed it because you got it on the clearance rack at Target? Like, that is another way we also block our receives. So if you can allow yourself to receive the compliment instead of dismissing it and say, thank you, I received that. Even place a hand on your heart if you need to support your experience, because it'll bring mindfulness to it. And sink into the gratitude when they're wanting to give to you and allow yourself. Receiving can feel really uncomfortable at times. It can make us really squirmish. However, if we're constantly dismissing the compliment or arguing with the person that wants to pay for our bill or not accepting someone else's offer to take out the trash, whatever it may be, we are blocking our abundance and our ability to receive and manifest. So that is your encouragement for the week, is to go practice receiving. We will go ahead in just a moment and take our first caller here. I'm going to do some card pulls, and perhaps this person maybe want to look at what their money is telling them this year. So let's go ahead and welcome Laura in Somersworth, New Hampshire.
Hello, hello.
Well, how are you? Thanks for being here this evening.
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. I am just doing some card pulls over here. And do you go by Laura? Am I saying it right?
Lara.
Lara, got it. So, okay, well, really quick. I am doing some card pulls, but I'm focusing on, I was kind of like looking at this theme of money and abundance. And would you like me to pull and see what your outlook for your financial outlook for 2025 is? Or if you have a specific question you would like to ask me, you may do so.
I usually like to ask whenever I get a reading is, what is it I need to know? But yeah, finances wouldn't hurt. Whatever you feel up to.
Okay, how about we do this? How about we just do general overall, and then we'll pull on your finances and see what comes up.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so let's just see what is the message for you today. So I have what I call my walking oracle. She's my little 7-year-old, and she just popped in here. So Laura, she only does that usually whenever there's something that attracts her to the energy. So perhaps there's something that's with you that's calling her here. All right. So overall messages here for you, Laura. The first card that you got tonight was Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So that's the question for you that's coming up right now, that Spirit's really asking you, like, are you living your purpose? Are you doing what makes your heart pitter patter? And if you're not, in what ways can you step into being in a higher, more alignment with your higher calling of what you feel like what's that longing inside of you that you feel called to do? Not for you to answer to me, just for you to really think about, because that's what's being called for you for this year, is to really step into your higher purpose. And then I was going to say, and get aligned with what you want to do, but that's the next card you actually have, is align your life. So what is not aligned or needs to change? So is there a way to take inventory of perhaps your life and what you have going on, and see what areas can you perhaps do some tidying up or cleaning up? Where can you release more? Is there clutter in your house that you can let go of to create space to welcome in the new? Perhaps it's even relationships. If there are people that are draining you, that are taking more than they're giving, and the reciprocity is not in balance, then are there people that you need to kind of let go of and release to also create space to let new people in who are more aligned with your life? So those are just some things to look at. The next one you have is you got the protection card. Call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. What I'm getting from this is, I don't know if this resonates with you or not, Laura, but if you're a highly sensitive empath, if you feel the energies of other people when you walk into spaces, or ever feel anxious when you walk in, protecting your energy will be really important for you. And when you ground and protect your energy and you walk into those spaces, it will keep you from absorbing the energy of other people and taking on what is not yours. What happens is sometimes we take on that energy and then we get home and we're like, what's wrong with me? Like your mood changes, you shift. And what can happen is you can be absorbing the energy of other people. And then it's hard to differentiate between yours and what's everyone else's. Boundaries are also super important. So if you can create boundaries that help maintain your personal peace, I'm being told that that will be supportive to you as you move through this year as well. Any questions around those cards?
Nope, that's pretty on point. I ground, clear, protect often, so.
Yes, keep doing that. Keep doing that. As the energy in the collective changes, it's going to become important. I keep telling people, and I teach classes on this because of how important it is. What I've been telling people, Laura, is practice it as much as you brush your teeth. Like make it as normal and routine as brushing your teeth, because we usually remember to do that every day. Okay, so I pulled a couple more cards for you. You got Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, or Teacher. If there is something you've been contemplating learning, this is your sign to go ahead and pursue that. Start just playing with your curiosity, expanding or learning or growing into some type of area or field. Maybe it is even a healing modality of some type that you're curious about, but this is your indication that that you are being called to like open up that expansion of learning if you feel called to do so. You also got Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand by your side. So the reminder here for this card is to let you know that you do have a spirit team here to support you, Laura, and they are with you at all times. So at any point that you need support, you can call on them, but just remember you have to ask them to support you. They won't chime in unless you ask, because they won't violate your free will.
Well, with you.
All right. So I'll ask a few questions really quick and see what we have in regards to your finances for the year. Okay. First one you got is share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So as far as when it comes to your finances, this is really interesting to get this card. And the reason I say that is because, are you familiar with the chakra system?
Yes.
Okay. So the throat chakra is connected to your sacral through the vagus nerve. And so when you express yourself authentically and when you speak your truth, you're more likely to manifest because you're activating your sacral when you are using your voice. So this is your calling to speak your truth and express yourself as authentically and as much as you can. It may even be a practice. If you've been biting your tongue, I'm being told it's time to no longer bite your tongue, that when you speak your truth, you're going to manifest more. So this will be beneficial to your financial outlook for 2025 if you can really work on opening that throat. Then this is great. The next card you have is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And this card is just telling you that if you do start really dreaming what you want to create, Laura, you will manifest your deepest desires. So using your imagination to go in, it's just like I was talking at the very beginning of this call. I'm not sure if you could hear as I was speaking, but I was talking about how, like, if you can close your eyes and dream those desires and really embody the emotion and see yourself as if they've already happened, your subconscious doesn't know the difference and it will begin to manifest in your life. So this is just calling you, like, the more that you can dream, the more you will manifest. Oh, sis. This is amazing too. So the last card that you got to close this out in regards to your finances and what to expect, you got the leap card, and it says you go first, the universe will catch you. You go first, right? The universe will catch you. And what this card is telling you as far as it goes around your finances is letting go of those old stories, remembering you're totally worthy of living an abundant, prosperous life, and that it's not hard to obtain or achieve it. And when you leap and you surrender all of that energy into the universe and allow yourself to just be fully caught and trusted that the universe will carry you, you will get to experience all of that. It becomes a mindset and a practice. So if you can just practice you will actually be able to create the things that you're desiring and wanting to bring into your life, Laura. Like, this looks like to be a good year for you, as long as you're really practicing on what you want to create and bring in.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Thank you very much for that reading. I have a lot more clarity.
All right. I'm so glad that was helpful. If you would like to learn more about me, just check me out at sarahjanepatton.com. I would love to connect more with you.
Lovely. All right. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Up next, we have Rosalind in Richmond, Virginia, joining us.
Hi.
Hey, Rosalind. How are you?
Hello. I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I am pulling cards tonight, doing kind of just overall general card pulls and looking at our financials for 2025. Is that okay with you, or do you have a specific question or topic that you'd like to dive into?
No, that's totally okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pull some cards, just kind of see what the overall message is for you. I'll do 3 cards for that, and then we'll look at your financial outlook for 2025.
Okay.
Okay. So, Rosalind, the first card you got is Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So if you have been feeling isolated, or if you've been feeling like you've been carrying, I'm seeing like perhaps even weights on your shoulder, like you've just been carrying a big load and it's feeling overwhelming. Spirit's just reminding you to call in your people that can support you. Sometimes we forget to ask Spirit to send us those that can help us, or we forget to call in our tribe. There may be people that you don't align with anymore that aren't going to keep going with you into this next phase of your life. Don't be afraid to release those. I was just saying this before, like I talk about this a lot. We have to be okay with releasing people so that we can create the space to welcome in the new. And sometimes we stay in relationships out of obligation, but I'm just being reminded to tell you that you don't have to stay in a relationship or a partnership or a friendship if it doesn't feel good or it's not aligned for you anymore. But call in your soul tribe so that you do have that support and the people there to, that you want to have with you along your journey. The next card you have is the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So this may be a year that you dive into your inner work, or maybe perhaps you've already been doing some of that. I am hearing some acknowledgement for just the work that you kind of have done already, but don't be surprised if 2025 becomes a year of massive healing for you. Releasing like anything from the past, whether it's in this lifetime or past lives that are no longer serving you. This will be a time for you to really crack yourself open. And when you do this work, it's going to be an expansion of your heart and will allow you to love deeper and bigger and receive more, is what I'm being told. The next card you have is, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'd say it's kind of resonating, so I'm sorry.
Good.
You can go ahead.
I'm glad it's resonating. The next card you have is take a break. And it says a life's work, not a season, and get off the treadmill. So I've been talking about this treadmill for a minute. Some of us feel like, or we also call it like the hamster wheel, where we are like, I always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And what happens is we get caught in these cycles and we get on the treadmill or we get on the hamster wheel and we just keep running and running and running. And then we exhaust ourselves and we expect a different outcome, but we keep having the same thing happen. So this is your opportunity to break those cycles, to get off the treadmill, to say, I'm going to do something different. Even if it means driving a different direction to work, walking a different path in the grocery store, or really shifting something massive within your life to help you create just new perspectives. When you shift into new ways of being, when you get off of the treadmill or off the hamster wheel, it allows you to have new perspectives, to see things from a different view. And when you have new perspectives, you have new awarenesses, and then you can shift into new ways of being. So also taking the break is the reminder for you here, Rosalind, is to make sure that you're filling your cup and giving from your overflow. So we've been taught backwards. We have been taught to go take care of all the responsibilities, the house, the partner, the kids, the job, all the things, and to take care of us last. But what if you took 2025 to shift that and start taking care of all of Rosalind first, filling your cup and then giving from your overflow? It will then allow you to be there for the people that need you without you feeling exhausted, stretched thin, and stressed out.
It definitely resonates. I'm going through situations now where I feel, overwhelmed.
Yes. So I'm being told some deep breathing and just coming back to the present moment will help support any stress that's coming up. I don't know if Care Bears mean anything to you, but I'm seeing like Care Bears around you. And I feel like this is someone in spirit that's sending this to you as a sign. And what I tell people is if it doesn't resonate right now, it's okay. Just put it in your back pocket. You got the card Inner Temple, Devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. So really listen to your heart right now, Rosalind. That's what's being called for, is listening to your heart. All right. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to check out your financial outlook for 2025. If you're good with that, I'll pull some cards on that. All right, let's see. You've got 3 cards here. The first one we have is, this is funny because 2 of the cards that I just pulled, the person before you got the same cards. So the first one you got was leap. First, the universe will catch you. So this is very true, right? If you want to really manifest your deepest desires, this is where you can do that, is by like creating, like I was just talking about this earlier, like creating in your mind what you want to manifest. But if you take the leap, you have to trust that the universe will catch you. Spirit and your team will never fail you. The next card you got is Share Your Voice, Come Out of the Cave, Persecution and Expression. So this is your time to really speak your truth. I was explaining that in the chakra system, the throat is connected to the sacral. The sacral is your core of creation and where you manifest from. And when we, the vagus nerve is how we activate the throat and the connection to the sacral. And if you really want to manifest your deepest desires, start speaking them out into the world. Creating a vision board is something that will be supportive to you, is what I'm being told. And making sure that you're really speaking your truth and your authentic expression. When we express ourselves authentically, that is when we are in our highest vibrational frequency. Then the last card that you have is Get Grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect to nature. So go inward and meditate is what I'm being told. And grounding will be super important for you because sometimes we can get anxious, and that can prevent us from manifesting or bringing money in when we're not completely grounded into our energy. So that will be supportive to you as you move through 2025. I think that overcoming past probably limiting beliefs will be something that you can work through this year and start bringing in more financial abundance for your life. I feel like you'll take a turn, probably some shifts will happen in April, and then I'm seeing again sometime in August.
Okay.
All right. So Rosalind, thank you so much for being here. Please check me out on my website if you would like to see more of my work, and I would love to connect with you again soon. Best wishes for you in 2025, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, you guys, that's a wrap for tonight's episode of Welcome Your Woo. I hope that you've had fun hanging out with me this evening, and I will be back here next week at 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. Until then, you can check me out on my Facebook page at Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane, or my website, sarahjanepatton.com. I am offering $150 sessions right now for the next 90 days as I conquer 90 sessions in 90 days. So make sure you check that out too. I will see you guys next week. Bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Soul Star Connections with Azrael. Live from Azrael.love. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Soul Star Connection on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Namaste. I'm Azrael Zemanek, and I'm coming to you live today from Nashville, Tennessee. It is a beautiful, sunny day today, and it's actually warm out, which feels so good. For many of us in the South and Central and North and East USA, it has been extremely cold this January. And there's something about the sunlight and the warmth that just brings a smile to my face. I hope you're all well and wonderful. And I'm really excited to share today's show with you all. I thought I'd start today by opening into the idea of ourselves and our beings as energy, and maybe sharing a little bit about my experience of that as growing up in this crazy and wild world. And then, seeing what does it mean, right? What does it mean to come into a place where we can be open, right? Open to all the collective changes that are moving on in this world, where we can be open to feeling and sensing energy. I know many of you who listen to these shows are very aware of what lies beyond our physical realm, right? And how do we do this and yet feel safe in our bodies and feel at home in our bodies? How do we do this and walk this planet in a way that we can both be of the light and also of the earth? And it's challenging at times. And as I've been sitting with things the past few weeks, it's become more and more clear to me that the more that we can come into a space of radiance and embodiment of connections with our heart and the unconditional space and power that it holds, the more that we can not only access these other realms and these other worlds that we're so tied into, but also be living our lives to the sweetest extent as a human being, which is also what we came here to do. So I thought I'd start today by talking a little bit about me and my journey. I want to talk a little bit of my journey of the last couple of weeks. I've been in quite an intensive training. And then I thought I would leave us or close the show today with a grounding meditation that can allow us to find center and be centered and walk out into that crazy, chaotic world right now. While still holding our light. So that's where I'd like to go today with the show. I do want to honor and say Happy New Year. It's Chinese New Year on the 29th, so that would be tomorrow. It's going to be the year of the wood snake, which is really, really exciting in that it's talking about great transformation, right? But transformation that is focused, that has a clear path. And I'm really curious in the sense of there being a lot of movement and a lot of the skin that we've been shedding, a lot of what we've been going through, right, as a collective and in our own lives, coming into a place where there might still be some chaos, but there's at least clarity and a sense of, oh, here I am. And my path hasn't been so clear, and yet I'm seeing now what my next steps are. So it is a year from the Chinese perspective, perhaps tremendous potential for great fortune, tremendous potential, again, for transformation and change, but in a way that's very suited to our life path. And then the wood energy, it's a wood snake. The wood energy brings with it that focus and the commitment to following through on our our soul's incarnation and what we're here to do. So there will be a lot of support behind us, and there'll be a lot of clearing of the path in front of us, not us clearing it, but more like universe saying, okay, here's where we go. Here's the next steps and next spaces. And part of why I'm sharing that with you is because where I was this last couple of weeks, I was doing intensive training in medical Qigong. And medical Qigong is a very ancient medicine. It is Taoist shamanic practices or Taoist shamanic healing. It's a branch of Chinese medicine where we work with the heaven and we work with the earth to really sustain and nourish our own power as beings, to be the light that it truly is here to change the world, but to do it in an embodied state and way. So I've been really soaking up a lot of the ancient practices, the ancient medicine, and the meditation I'll be leaving you with today is directly tied with this lineage. I've been practicing Qigong for like 10 plus years. I've been in study of it for about 4 years now. I've done 2-year programs, and now I'm in my master's year program. And yeah, it's always such a reminder, right? That we can harness more energy. We can come into more power. And by power, I'm not talking about ego power. I'm talking about the power of our true self, right? When we're at home in these bodies. And so, yeah, so let's start a little bit with my story and my path. I am here to heal, to be of service. I'm here to connect others with their truth and with who they are. And I'm beginning to see more and more that I'm also here to help people sort of realize and recognize their potential, not just as light beings, but as light beings in human form. And so I was born way back when in Detroit, Michigan. I'm a wood tiger. So anyone who's curious can look that up and figure out my age. And, I grew up in quite a traditional, American home where I learned to go to school and do all the things you're supposed to do. And you're, sort of like tracked to go to college or community college, trade school, go and make something of yourself, right? Work hard, make something of yourself. And I always knew I was sort of different, right? I didn't really fit into that mold. I was very open and intuitive when I was a child, very connected to nature. And yet I grew up in a city, in the suburbs of a city, where I didn't even really know what stars were fully until I was 17. And oh my gosh, when I saw them, they blew me away, right? And I would say when I got into my late childhood, early teens even, I was really shut down as far as on an intuitive level, really wanting to please my parents, be the good girl. And it wasn't until I was about 14, 15 that my psychic gifts started awakening. And I started opening up into a lot of dreams, a lot of past life experiences, and getting these messages of how to help others access their past lives, or how to help others access awareness of their dreams or of things that were moving through them. And in this path and in this experiences that started happening to me at 15, 16, it definitely took me off that traditional college path and that traditional sense of oh, I'm going to go and get a job and do what you're supposed to do. And I ended up just going and living in a van and having lots of fun, going to different rainbow gatherings. I moved to the West Coast. And there's where I really started to immerse myself in nature. And I ended up moving up into beautiful British Columbia in Canada. And when I was there, my entire life changed. I was able to connect with these deep ancient forests and put these roots down in community, perhaps the first community where I ever felt truly seen and accepted. And I was way up north in British Columbia in this little town called Hazelton. And in there, I was able to fully start to open into my gifts, right? And open into a sense of who I am and who I was. It's almost as if the tall trees and the deep forest and the long winters said, okay, here's where you can exhale. And I lived there for about 10 years, eight to 10 years in my 20s, not just in northern British Columbia, but all through there. And in it, I felt a sense of coming back to the mother, coming back to the womb, and coming back to a sense of trusting myself. I learned about the native plants. I started making plant medicine. I started working with making my own body care, started doing a lot of tarot readings at markets and for people, and I learned about astrology. And it was really a lot about opening into what am I here for and how am I here? How am I supposed to work? Because I wasn't working in any traditional sense of the way, right? I'd do markets, or people would have parties and have me over to do readings. And then in my 30s, I came back to the States just for a couple of years, and I came back to heal with my family and to connect with the life I had basically left behind. And so it's like I entered like chaos, right? And I was a totally different person than when I left. I was a person who really had felt like they knew themselves. And so how do you go back to what was in that space? And it was a beautiful time for me in that I fell apart completely. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of stress. I did a lot of healing with my family and with people around me. And I discovered Ayurveda, which is another amazing ancient form of medicine, and did my yoga teacher training. I did things that could bring me, again, more into my body, because I didn't really know how to be in my body when I wasn't in nature, right? How do you be in your body when you're in like the crazy chaos of like the city or of suburbia, right? How do you ground down when you've got all these people around you or you've got your family around you? And so that was huge lessons for me. And it led to me actually to go into study into Ayurveda. I became an Ayurvedic practitioner, an Ayurvedic counselor, a spiritual counselor. So taking my intuition, really weaving it into this ancient knowledge. I went and traveled in India for a year. And then I went back to beautiful British Columbia and really rooted down there to do my work. And so for about 15 years, I lived there and still dealt with a lot of anxiety at times, and also dealt with how do I get into my body? One of the things that I started to realize in my 30s and 40s was, I'm giving you a hint to my age. But one of the things that I realized then was I was not in my body. I was connecting with angels. I was connecting with guides. I was connecting with ascended masters. I was able to look at people and see their chakra system, able to guide people through tremendous healing, and work with people energetically in these ways. And yet I was always from here up. It's like heart I could access, expression I could access. But when we came into that full, brilliant light of being all the way down through my belly to my feet, it wasn't happening. I didn't know how to be here. I didn't know how to root. I didn't know how to walk in my feet, right? I didn't know how to walk on this earth. I could go out, my crown would be open, I would fly around the mountains and the eagles, the treetops. And yet when it came to being here, I just didn't know how to do it. And I tried. I'd done yoga teacher training. I had worked with tons of body workers, right? Looked at like what chakras are holding, looked at a lot of the energy there. And it wasn't until I started coming into my Qigong practice and this sacred practice of cultivating energy that I was able to start. Believe me, I'm still a long way from fully being here in the body, but to start to understand what it felt like to melt into my belly, to melt into my feet, and to be able to come into a place where I realized that the deeper my roots were, the bigger my root ball was, the more radiant my branches were, and the more I could actually access heaven. And so that's been a journey of the past probably 6 or 7 years of how do I come into this space of this cellular form, this space that's quite heavy and dense at times, right? And how can I come into this place and yet open to the magic of all that I know that's there, of all that I sense? And can I do both? Can I walk on this earth and still access as much as I feel that I've been able to? And the answer is yes. It's very much yes. In fact, the more grounded that I've gotten, the more that I actually access, and in different ways, in ways that are much more palpable and much more real. And so that's one of the things that over the next few weeks, next couple of months, I really want to start opening into with you all is how to come into these bodies, and at the same time, how to fine tune our intuitive gifts so that we can be at home in the heart. And I was thrown another loophole, great loophole, right? I had a Kundalini experience. I don't know if it was full Kundalini or not, but it went most of the way up for about 7 hours in 2020, where my body was vibrating. I was in a bliss consciousness. It's like all the energy flowed up, and then everything fell apart, right? We always think, oh, I want something so cool like that, so big like that. And then when it happens, it's actually, it's big. It cracks everything open in a beautiful way. And then it also can bring a lot of challenge. What I realized this last couple of weeks, even though I've been healing and integrating it for the past 4 years, and the past couple of years have been great with it. But I realized that I sort of got pushed out of my body even more again. I was not at home fully in my system, in my heart. All this energy moved and I opened into a bigger field, but it's here. And I'm touching my belly. It's here where we're all connected to our belly, to our heart, to our third eye, from our crown to the ground and deeply into the ground, that we can truly be most at peace and shine and make a difference. And I think for so many of us who have these experiences, for so many of us that are open, we don't feel safe in our body, or we have a fear that if we're here, we can't go out there. We're just as much heaven as we are earth. And when we can rest here, and when we can rest in this belly, when we can root down deep to the wisdom of the sacred earth, the realms that we can access are beyond. And access them not just in our visions, not just in our dreams, but in ourselves, in each and every moment. So this practice of Qigong, right, and this practice and this training that I've been in, it's really a cultivation of being life, of living love, and of walking in awareness of the here and now, of being in presence, of being in it all. And I'm laughing because I have this red on my face, and it's from an Om symbol I have on my window, and it's just shining that reminder, right? We are everything. We are the universe. So what would it be like to fully embody that? So with that, I'd like to share a meditation. This is an amazing meditation. I do have it up on my YouTube channel at Soul Star Connections, or not Soul Star Connections, at Soul Star Collective on YouTube. My website is Azrael.love. And this is called the Wei Qi meditation. So this is a really powerful meditation. We can do it in like a minute, 30 seconds once we got it. Today we'll take a few more minutes with it. But it's a way to ground light into our body and to protect and nourish 3 fields of our body: our physical field, our emotional, energetic field, and our spiritual field. So that when we walk out into our consensus reality, when we walk out into this collective world, right, we can be grounded and we can fully open to and hold the resonance of pure light and awareness. So I'd love for you to get comfortable. If you're driving, you can imagine this as you drive or take it in, but maybe find my show later and you can listen or check out YouTube / at Soul Star Collective. And I'm also offering Qigong classes starting next Tuesday. Feel free to send me a message about them. They're 30 minutes. They're recorded if you can't make the live time. And they're very powerful. They're movement, but with meditation in the movement. Okay, so for now, let's settle. Let's settle into our bodies. I know I talked a lot, and over the next few weeks, I will go and be breaking it down even more. But I wanted you guys to get a sense of who I am. So let's start by taking a big breath in. And exhaling, sighing out. And if you're able to, I would invite you even to bring your feet to the earth. And maybe your palms to your thighs. And we're going to bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. In this position, this tongue position, it always connects heaven and earth together. This is called the fire tongue position. And it brings us into a space where it allows heaven to come into our body and it allows earth to rise up into our body. And I'd like you to bring your awareness right down to the tailbone. And to imagine a beautiful ball of light here. And as you inhale, I'd like you to allow this ball of light to flow up your spine, all the way up to your crown chakra and maybe a foot above your head. And then to exhale it down the front of your body. Maybe taking it a foot below your pelvis. And doing this 3 or 4 more times. Just setting what is called the microcosmic orbit fire cycle. Bringing us into a state of homeostasis where we can fully receive and open to this powerful medicine. And one more circle of light up the spine and down the front of the body. And then taking an inhale and maybe taking your palms and holding them up. Some of you might even want to hold them above your head. You do not need to. So if you hold them above your head, they're facing towards each other. And as you inhale, imagine that you are opening your crown chakra up to a star high above your head. And imagine the star was pouring down this brilliant white color. And if you're holding your hands up, you can imagine just connecting with this white and bringing it down through your crown chakra and rooting this white color down through your sacrum, connecting with your central channel. And allowing this white light to start to pour into your body, pour into your organs, to pour into your cells. allowing this white light to move out 1 inch around your entire body, creating your first field, a Wei Qi field. This is your physical field. Imagine your body pulsating with white light 1 inch around and all the way through. This is the Jing, the physical. Feel yourself. And then maybe open your arms and lift them up again, or just bring your awareness to the star above and connect with the color blue. And imagine this blue, whatever blue you see pouring down through your crown, maybe using your hands to draw it through your body, through that central channel, and allowing this blue to radiate out through you, creating a field of light 3 feet around you in every direction. So white is the first layer and then blue. Feel your blue bubble 3 feet below you, above you, to the sides behind you. This is your emotional level. This is the Qi level, Qi layer, energy and emotion. Feel your groundedness. Feel your power. And then open your arms up again if you like and connect with the beautiful space of rose. Allow your soul star to shine its rose light down. And allow this rose to wash through your central channel, through all your cells, radiating out through the white, through the blue to 6 feet, maybe even 9 feet around you. Your Shen layer, rose, spirit layer, creating a bubble of light in front of you, behind you, to the sides, below you, and above you. And now feel your center. Feel your space. Feel your ground. And know that you can do this yourself in the morning. If you dream a lot or think that you go out of your body at night, you can do this at night. Notice how you feel when you get up. It's that simple. A step to coming home into this body, into this space. And so I want to thank each and every one of you for listening to me today, for being part of my journey, and being as wonderful and as open and as amazing as you are. We are the ones that are here to change the world. And we do it not in our minds, not out here, but in this form. So over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing more. And check out my website, azrael.love, Facebook, www.facebook.com/azrael.love. I'd love to have you join me in a class if you like. We start next Tuesday. And I wish you all the most beautiful day. Sending you huge love beams and lots of warmth from Nashville, Tennessee, with so much love. Namaste.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Bernice Bisson, Psychic Media. Bernice Bisson. Live for BerniceBissonPsychic.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Bernice Bisson, Psychic Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome, Psychic Tuesday, and I'm your guide, Bernice Bisson. Let's start off with the astrology at the top. We're going to start with all 12 signs. And if you know your sun, moon, and rising, you can listen to all 3 for a complete message. But let's get started. Aries, sun, moon, rising. We've got things that might amuse you. The next 7 to 10 days, you could find news, you could find things you learn, information that comes in that you could find quite amusing. You could find that you are liberating yourself from debt. You're liberating yourself from commitments and obligations that no longer serve you. You can find that you don't have to work very hard for things to exit right now and let them go. Just let it go. You don't have to fight for too much. This is a time around your vitality, your health, living a little. You might want to carry a light stick because your responses could carry a big weight right now. And you could even be thinking about places you could get away, places you want to travel, places that you may want to visit. And you could do some exploring around that over the next 7 to 10 days and maybe plan something for your birthday. Taurus, sun, moon, rising. This is a time where you might feel a bit emancipated, freed up from what has obligated you, and you can take satisfaction in a job well done. Next 7 to 10 days, you could be wrapping up paperwork, wrapping up things that have been sort of dogging you for a while. And you can find maybe restrictions are being lifted. Maybe the doctor has good news. Maybe you find you were able to pay off some debt. Maybe you have less restrictions on your time. You're going to find that things that make you happy are going to come in abundance. It could be a simple cup of coffee made the right way. It could be some glorious dinners out, things that, or some good times with friends. And so that there'll be evidence of this, that life is okay. What could be feeling like chaos the last year, you might find that things might work out better than you imagined. Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Geminis. This is a time where the symmetry between people, I would pay attention to how people know each other, how people are connected to you, how people come at you, how people show up for you, and that you could find there could be a bit of jealousy here and there that you'll have to put into check, and that people could be a bit manipulative or feeling helpless, or maybe they want you to feel helpless, but you're like, I'm not helpless. No, I don't have too many Geminis that are. And that this could be a time where there's a lot of hustle and bustle, and it, although feels busy, it doesn't feel quite productive. And that this might be a time where you very much might covet your alone time, your free time, your quiet time, the ability to shut down or have some rest. And so showing up for you, Geminis, next 7 to 10 days. Cancerians, sun, moon, rising, my little crabs. This is a time where you could find you're part of an exclusive committee or club. You can be tapped on the shoulder to be part of making decisions, deciding who's in, who's out. You could be a time of negotiating and making concessions. You might want inclusivity, you might want exclusivity, or in exclusivity, you might want inclusivity. This could be a time where you really want to bring your opinion to places it matters. I wouldn't just throw it around places where people aren't listening. You might have some really important things to say, but I want you to be able to find the right audience where your opinion, your ask, your need something you want to voice publicly might be of service to you. You might get a good response. You might find the right hashtags for a viral feed, and that you could, what you ask for, you could get tenfold. You can get more than you thought that you were asking for. They're little crabs. Leo, sun, moon, rising, the next 7 to 10 days. This is a time of commission. You might work hard for the bonuses. You could find small bits of money or small rewards for all the work you've been working on. You might divest from people around you that are vampires, that are draining your energy. It might feel a bit transient, like you can't get commitments from people, and that's okay. Work with not the commitment. Work with knowing that things need flexibility. Don't let people put words in your mouth or twist anything you've said. Be really clear in what you're saying to people. You might want to follow up an email with a phone call or a conversation, and to come across very clear to people. And you might find that this is a time that you want to guard your time and your energy so as not to be feeling like your wheels are spinning. And if you're starting to feel tired in the week, it could be that you could find your energy spinning a bit. Virgo, sun, moon, rising, Virgo. This is a time of small victories that could come on the job front. It could come on things you're working on. It could come with having a voice, independence, an opportunity to manage something or coordinate something, or you could be put in those roles. This is a time where your backbone will be important. It's about ethics, morality, doing the right thing when no one's looking. Maybe your boss is seeing something in you where they're like, you know what, that person's showing up in the right way. I feel like this is a time where you could get news that makes you feel like I was right. And I hope you get some glory in that. That brings you something. And that this is a time of maybe a conception of good partnerships, good relationships, good business opportunities. Something about that seems really quite decent around you, or that you could have a boss who might want to bring you into something as well. All right, Virgos, Libra, sun, moon, rising. We have our Libras. Adornment. So this is a time where don't let your worries get to you. I would say make a list, write your worries down, and I would change them from worries into goals. I would change them into worries into actions. And I feel like this would be a time for you to not make assumptions about people. I would get clarity where is necessary, clear up anything people could be saying to you. You could be finding that you're going to really clean up any waste in your life, waste time, wasted effort, wasted food, wasted. You could be really getting a savings plan, conservation, conserving your energy, and that you're not going to be bugged into doing something. If you've said no to someone, you're pretty much going to stick to it the next 7 to 10 days. So some good stuff around that for you guys, little Libras. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, Scorpio. This is the time that there's germination. So watch for illness, germination of sickness, viruses, flu, cold and flu season. That this is a time of exhaustion at times. So find that, get your rest. Get yourself in alignment with what you're actually wanting. You might have felt a bit disaligned or unaligned with people and places around you. Find things that are in alignment with you. It could be stuff that no one else is doing, and that you might have to go it alone a bit and go do it by yourself and go find your own way, find what you're doing. You could be planning vacations. You could be looking at some forward travel coming up for you that could bring you some excitement. I feel like you just have to drag your knuckles for a few more weeks, get some work in before you can take the vacation time, but you might be dreaming of those future vacation. And that this could be a time of staying poised for change and really not giving up at the slightest, having to switch directions or having to switch mindsets. You might be really open to that, Scorpio, the next 7 to 10 days. Sagittarians, sun, moon, rising. You'll prove your worth, Sagittarians, to people around you. When people need you, you'll be there. You're going to be really trying to sort some stuff out. You might find a delay in money, some challenges around finances, money, what you've been thought you were saving, you could find you have to expend. You might find that you're going to be like, I got to tighten my belt. I'm putting in restrictions. I'm going to get very serious about my health regime, or going to get very serious about rules and structures around my house, around my finances. So you're going to really be putting a lot of that in play, which I find could help you a lot. You might be going, nope, there's no time for fun. I gotta work and get things done. And so you're going to be very focused around that next 7 to 10 days. And I think it'll serve you well. They're Sagittarians. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, my little Capricorns. This is a time of creation, of comprehension. You could be looking for new opportunities, new work. Your name could be put in the hat. And if you're looking for anything new around that for those Caps, it looks like this could be a time of some success where you can get taps on the shoulder, people giving you the inward. They could say, I'll put a good word in for you. You know, they're hiring at my work. So there's something going on good for you around that, Capricorns. There could be some work to do in relationships in terms of romantic relationships, partnerships, or long-term friends. You might need to be there for people. You might need to show up. You might need to maybe put your needs aside for a bit to or cater to, and that you're going to need patience with people. You could find that you're really being triggered by people's inaction or people being frivolous. So I feel like this could be a time for you to really maybe check in with people just to be there for them, and they might need things from you. It might be a time to say yes to helping people out. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, my little Aquarians. And this is a time of vibrancy and excitement and maybe payments and offerings. And you can't be waiting too long on an answer, or you can't wait too long to give an answer. There's going to be a time where you might have to be quick thoughted to take advantage of the opportunity being presented. Like if you don't buy it now, it's gone. If you don't ask for it now, it's gone. If you don't take advantage of it now, it's gone. So there's going to be a time when things pop up for you, take advantage of them. That it's going to be a time for you to really look at them, say yes. And it's no coincidence. And you can find a lot of unusual or good opportunities popping up for you that you're just going to require a quick yes and to follow through with, and go pick it up, go get it, be the one to show up, be the one to clean it up. You could find you wind up, say, with some new furniture. You could wind up with some new clothes, something new that comes to you because you were quick to take the opportunity. Pisces, sun, moon, rising. For this, it's going to be about wish fulfillment and looking at what you've gained this last year in your life with your birthday season coming up, and how to replenish yourself, and what you're going to be looking forward to this next year. You have tons of planetary energy going on for you right now. And you have an eclipse kicking off pretty soon with your birthday. This is about where you've matured to, where you've come full circle. And that you might feel that there's salvation for the world, salvation for humanity, salvation for yourself. And that you could become really recommitted to things where you've lost creative juices, you've lost motivation, you've lost inspiration. You could find things recommit you to humanity, to your job, to creative projects, to things that were important to you. And this will be a time to kind of get back to those things. Now you can find me, and those are for all 12 signs. You can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. There you'll be able to find booking a reading with me. I'll never approach you on any social media. I'm only on Facebook. And it's mainly only because I have this radio show. Otherwise, I do read with people all over the world on video and in person. And I'm also a painter, and I also do channel paintings as well. And I'll be releasing an oracle deck. Yes, I said it. I'll be releasing an oracle deck in the next couple months. I'm just fine-tuning it. And it's 44 of my pieces of artwork that I've created, along with these stories that go with them around healing. And so I look forward to that, and stay tuned for more information on that coming up. And now let's get to my caller. I have Meg, who's been waiting so patiently for me. Now, Meg, my name is Bernice. How can I help you today?
I just have been very intrigued by this, practice, and wanted to call in and have a reading. That's all.
Well,
Do you need a specific problem to solve?
No, I don't want problems. We're not, I tease. We don't want people's problems, but let's talk about what might be coming up for you, what shows up for you in and around you. How about that? We'll start there, okay?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right. And so I feel like the first thing I want to say is that you might find, I know there's a lot of deceased people, so I'm just going to say there's a man who shows up in spirit. He doesn't seem like he was all that old. I feel like he seems to show up with you saying to me that if I thought of a group of 6, there could be a group of 5, and that there is an opportunity to go and travel coming up. You might travel out of your state, you might travel away from where you're from to go see other family. It could be even a road trip, something that could come up for you even in June, that there could be news around May, June, and going out. And I feel like it could bring you more northwest than where you live now. And I feel like, I don't know that this man was old. He could have been around 65. I don't feel like he was an old guy, but he seems to show up really strong with you. And that and I feel like this travel and this news to travel out of state is going to show up for you May, June, and there'll be travel to go maybe see someone's family member or friend that seems to be a male, or the news would come from them that would bring you out of state. And I feel like that's going to show up in the next few months. The other thing that starts to show up as well is there seems to be news that's going to show up, and there's 2 sets of kids. So I'm a bit confused about the 2 sets of kids. And I want to say that if it's like I want to say 3, maybe 2 and 1, 2 sets of kids, and that there's the news of a baby girl. If she's wasn't recent in the last year or so, it seems to be showing up within the next, I'm going to say you'd know by June of 2026 about the birth of this baby girl. Some young adults right around your family. And I feel like, I even feel like it's funny because I almost want to say that the baby girl would wind up with a flower name and maybe your mom's name in her name in some way. That there's news around money being transferred. And I feel like the money could come through estate, insurance, something where it would have to do with financial papers, money. I don't know that I mean a will, like it could mean a mortgage as well. I don't know that it's about borrowing money. I feel like it's about money that's coming that would be split with people. So it could be an estate or an insurance payout, but there's something that's benefiting you financially that seems to be showing up even in this next, I don't want to say 9 months, 12 months. This news doesn't feel too far away. Now, it's not gazillions of dollars. I don't think so. I feel like there's something very much just getting wound up. And it could be a few $1,000s, $2,000, something getting wound up. There is, in terms of just your own self, Meg, there is something about maybe you're going to address something in your own health over this next 7 months, 2 to 7 months, something you're going to bring into balance, something that you're going to bring into like through a regiment, and that you're going to become very mindful about your health. And it's not about an attack of something, or it feels more like you're like, oh, I don't want to, my mom had that. I don't want to go down. I don't want to be like that. So I'm going to really take care of it. and that you could be talking about this in terms of your own health. So you're going to be very mindful about maybe your longevity, your health, how you manage your day-to-day routines, and something very much about the month of July that comes up, that you'll be coming together with women, in your family. And I feel like your mom will be the topic of conversation as well. And I just feel like you're like really going to do things to address health issues because you could be very similar to her in some way. And I feel like there's something about really good health outcomes or better health outcomes for you that you're going to be quite pleased about. That seems to show up in the next little while for you. And I don't know that I feel like it's about getting off medication or not being on it. I don't think it's about medication being the cure-all. I don't think that that's what I mean at all. If you don't mind me asking, Meg, what's the day and month of your birthday?
May 6th.
May 5th, 5/5, correct?
No. Well, I know it to be May 6th. I'm adopted, and my birth parents told me I was born on May 5th, but all my documents say May 6th, so I don't really know.
Interesting. Oh, 2 sets of kids. Oh, do you know your bio family? Have you met them?
Yes.
2 sets of kids. Now, can I ask you, well, maybe I'm going to say a couple things. So I'm going to go back to what I said about your health and like your mother. I may be talking about your bio mother, and that you could be very conscious about your health and not to biologically, like you could head something off at the pass, you could be on top of it, and you might get very serious, and you could be coming together with women in your family. And I feel like maybe I'm talking about bio family even, and her name would come up. And I just feel like you're, if I think about it's only because I heard, I sometimes I can't hear clearly on my little phone, and it's not you, it's the microphone on my phone. It adds a buzz to things. So sometimes it makes it sound different. So May 6th is your birthday. Or that's at least what you celebrate, my little Taurus. And I feel like if I think about your birthday, you are at the tail end of a 7-year period as a Taurus where it's been a bit disruptive, and you've had to been able to pivot and change directions and respond to things that, Taurus is, they want slow and steady. They want some predictable. And you're going to have an opportunity once the planet Uranus moves out of your sign with your birthday moving forward, moves into your second house of cash flow, money, those types of things. And you could, like I say, that could be the time where you hear about unexpected estates, financial benefits, something that comes up through paperwork. So something now and over the next 2 years that's going to be really good around your money, a bit unexpected, and where you might find, and it could come through legal documents, and feels like it's legal. I don't feel like this is a lotto win, but I would wish one for you, but I don't think that's what I mean. I don't think so. And so where things are going to be quite lovely for you is going to be in terms of your romantic life, your companionship, sense of loneliness, sense of where you're at. This is going to be a real coming together time for Taurus is this now and over the next 2 years. So I'm going to say now, like, as your birthday coming the next years. And this is going to be very social, invitations, very much being able to get back to life, living vitality, living. It could come through celebrations. It could come through some news of travel that could bring you to another state, another place. But I feel like you're going to another coastline. That's what I keep thinking in my head. but I feel like the news that comes up between now and even October, the time of Scorpio, is going to be, there's some good news in all of this and unexpected things. And you might be pleasantly surprised by people that they showed up, they followed through, they were able to. And, you know, I want to go back to your mom for some reason. And I feel like although you have these two sort of mother figures, I guess, I feel like there's a mother who thinks you're like the bee's knees, like you're the best thing that could have happened to her. I need you to know that. And I feel like maybe reconciling, or you could be reconciling who you are, your pathway. What does this mean? Did you reach your full being or potential? And I get a sense that, you know, we have different times in our life where we bloom, where we become our best version of ourselves and really authentic. And I get a sense that now in this next 7 years, this next 2 years, but is really going to be about you speaking your voice, speaking your mind, being authentic, being who you want, who you are, really standing in what you like, and being a bit unapologetic about it. And I feel like with no need to really, you might find that you're going to be supported in a lot of ways, that you wind up getting the good parking spots. You wind up getting the little bits of money owed to you. You wind up getting the last word. Sometimes Taurus is like that. But I do think that, and it's required you to maybe really have a backbone with a few people and some really clear boundaries with a few people where maybe they've learned this with you. Maybe they've recognized that they can't get from you what they tried to before even. So there's some of that, and you'll feel a sense of maybe really coming out of a bit of a loneliness, where you're back to your old self, back to people, back to going out for dinner with friends, or being able to get back to life in some way that's going to feel really good for you. But your birthday going forward is a huge astrological transit, not just for you, but for many Tauruses. And you're going into a very harmonic, a very balanced, almost like, I don't want to say predictable, because we don't live in that world at the moment. So I want to say one where you might find instant karma. Like if you said it, you did it. If you thought of them, they show up. If you knew that they had their up and comings, look, they got their up and comings. You didn't even have to lift a finger. You didn't have to say a word. And where you're going to be tested is you're going to be tested with people you love and questioning their ethics. You might be, you might see a side of people that, they have a problem, that they might be struggling with something that you could ethically struggle with as well. So I think if that's the rock and the hard place, that might be it in this next year, this next few months. But know you're in good hands. Know you are loved immensely in spirit. I feel like it's going to give you serendipity to confirm things you've been thinking. You're going to find they're going to manifest pretty quick. So
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Infinite Soul Connections with Shelley Devine. The Hummingbird Media. Live from InfiniteSoulReadings.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Infinite Soul Connect on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good morning, everybody, or evening, afternoon, depends on where you are in the world. For me, it's midday. Anyway, I am Shelley Devine with Infinite Soul Connections. And before I get my caller today, because I am definitely looking forward to a caller, I do want to tell you a little bit about my program. It's called Awaken Your Creative Spirit. It's an 8-week coaching program that works with mindfulness, meditation, and intuitive art. And it's centered around those so that you can use the canvas, not just as a surface, but as a portal or a mirror to reflect what you need to know. Even if you've never painted before, that's not the purpose of this. This is just using paint and canvas to express our intuitive feelings and our messages, okay? You are creative by nature, even if you don't think you are. You long to explore creativity, and I am here to help you with that. This painting behind me right here, I don't know if you can see it, is one that is going on in my current group of clients that I have in my program. Every time we meet, we start working on our canvas together, and these are feelings and freedom and whatever you feel inside, the colors that you choose. Okay, so go to infinitesoulreadings.com or infinitesoulreadings@gmail.com to email me, and I'll give you more information. Okay, so I am ready for my caller. Hello. Reagan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to hear your voice. Okay. What
Thank you.
is it that you're looking for today? Would you like a reading, a card reading?
I'd love any reading that you're doing today, if that's okay. Some guidance.
Okay.
Ahead.
Beautiful. Okay, Reagan, let me just take a minute. Okay, so here's what I'm feeling first. I feel that there's a transition happening. Not life and death. I mean, transformation is the word I should use. Sorry. There's just transformation for you that is coming from, you have kind of like you have felt a victim. You have felt like you've had to get smaller and hide. You're playing it safe. You have a consciousness of lack, and which fragments your energy.
Yeah.
Does that sound accurate to you?
Yeah, it does actually.
I'm sorry?
Yes, it does sound, yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, the good news is, though, I am feeling the move over. Okay, there's a rebirth coming. You can reinvent yourself. You open up to possibilities of change, opening to discovery, and you have a brilliance to share with the world. It's inside of you, and love every part of your journey. moving out of the dark into the light. Take a deep, take some deep breaths. And open up to new discoveries. Now, here's what I'm seeing as what's opening up. So it's like flowers opening up. It's like, but there's music involved. It's like it's a beautiful symphony that's opening up to you.
Okay.
Okay. And you need to open up for it. Get in a receptive mode for you, allow it in. Does that make sense?
Safe, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. You are safe. You are going through this rebirth, and you can let go of the thoughts of lack, change that to thoughts of abundance. You can let go of that victim mentality, because you are strong and you are a survivor, and you're more than that. You're a thriver. Okay, so these are the phases: the victim, the survivor, and
I tried to get out of it.
Okay,
That victim. I try to get out of it and stay out of it.
You know what happens is your human brain pulls you back. It's your soul that needs to come out and be stronger. Okay, because our human brains, our programming minds are really set. They're so set, and it's a lot of work to change those patterns, to break away from that, to reprogram your mind as your soul wants you to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. It's so long.
I think that you're going to have some discoveries. And these discoveries are a new way of being. And it's basically this transformation that I'm talking about that you are going through. And when you're through it, I feel you're kind of in the middle of it right now.
Yeah, I am.
But
it's been a roller coaster the last 4 years, actually.
Keep working at it. My favorite quote from Louise Hay is, "Every moment is a new beginning." Okay? And when you struggle, when you get stuck, when you start to fall back into those mentality of lack or the victim, say, "Every moment is a new beginning. I begin new again." And you might sink back and do it again. Okay, so this moment is a new beginning. So in other words, don't feel guilty or bad for slipping back into those thoughts. That is human. Okay?
Yeah.
But every time you fix it, every time you flip the script from a feeling of lack to a feeling of abundance, a feeling of sadness to feeling like I am joyful, and just switch. And that will, because what you think about, you bring about. Everybody says that, right? So, so you need to be careful what you think about. Okay? I'm going to read this to you one more time. The rebirth is from the butterfly. And I will show you this card. It's amazing. Okay? So it says, you can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Okay?
Yeah.
I want you to remember those words. Can I ask you, are you planning on traveling soon?
No.
Okay. I feel like there's going to be some travel, and that doesn't mean, you're going to go long distance, but you are going to bring up the courage that you need to travel. And travel can be, that could be astral travel. That could be physically going somewhere, or just meditating and you're traveling to places you want to go. You have to have courage to do it, but I do feel like that's something that's coming for you. Okay?
Yeah.
So just, kind of be on the lookout, and remember to take deep breaths. When you do, release any tension or anxiety. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, sweetie, do you have any questions? Because we still got a couple minutes.
No, I think it's just, as you said, me stuck in a rut. I'm just stuck in a rut. And
you're stuck.
Feels like this. Just feel lost. I try to get 10 steps forward, and you feel like you get thrown 10 steps back. And it just feels like it's continual. I just went off that roller coaster a little bit, and I just don't know how to do it. And I'm just starting to disbelieve the spirit world and everything at the moment. As I've had a lot of moments where it's been disheartening. So I think that's where I've really lost myself as well.
Okay. You know what I would love you to do, if you feel up to it, is to email me, because I feel like you might need some guidance and some help just getting over that hump. And I'm here for you, and I can do that. You can email me at infinitesoulreadings@gmail.com, or you can go to my website and contact me there. Okay, I'd like to continue this conversation because I think you need a little more clarity. Okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate the reading. Thank you.
You are so, so welcome. Have a most wonderful rest of your day, and let that joy in. Okay?
Thank you, Dawn. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Okay. Just like I was saying to Reagan, everybody has the opportunity to open up, to let go of what's holding you back, clear your blocks. And if you need any help with that, please contact me, because that is what I do. I am a spiritual life path guide and coach. Okay? So I love you all, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Mwah.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Intuitive Readings with Nay Mary. Live from intuitivereadings.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Intuitive Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1 A1R Psychic Radio, wherever you are today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Nay from Intuitive Readings, and I'm a psychic medium. I help people find peace and purpose by connecting them with the spirit world and bringing through messages that are helpful, hopeful, and healing. And today, Spirit is asking me to speak to everyone about affirmations. So affirmations is an excellent way to change the energy around any aspect of your life and to bring things in for yourself that are positive. This might be attracting something beautiful for yourself, your dream home, that car that you really want, bringing in financial abundance. Or it might just be as simple as improving an aspect of your life, okay? So becoming a better learner or becoming more confident, becoming physically stronger, and just generally overcoming blockages in your life. So affirmations don't have to be store-bought, but I'm certainly guilty of that. And in fact, it is better if you come up with your affirmations by looking inwards and going deep within your heart. So, and asking yourself, what does my heart desire? And then once you've identified what that is, to then phrase that in a way that suggests that you have that already, okay? So, for instance, if you're struggling to pick things up and you want to learn things faster, then you might say something like, I retain information really well or easily, and I'm a fast learner, okay? So step one, definitely putting affirmations into words. And then step two, say it and really mean it, okay? And what I mean by mean it is to live it and to feel like it's already in existence and that you already have it. And this is really key to the formula for manifesting things and bringing things into your life, okay? So, and, in my opinion, affirmations are just the strongest tool we have to be doing that for positive change. It's a really underrated tool for doing that, and visualization as well. So that works really well, visualizing that you already have it. And a lot of people I speak to who do use affirmations, they often say to me that, they forget to do it, or generally that they forget to do it, or that, the wheels of life fell off that week and they didn't have an opportunity. And so what I would say to that is perhaps try habit stacking. So I don't know if you've heard of habit stacking, but essentially it's this technique where you use your existing routine or habits and then, just as it implies, stack your other new habits that you wish to bring in or to do more regularly on top of those. So for instance, we all brush our teeth daily. Teeth brushing is a good one. So instead of setting a reminder to read a bunch of affirmations daily, what you might do is each time you're brushing your teeth, do your affirmation then, okay? So that would be, a really good way to bring or to remind yourself to do them. I also tend to put my affirmations on my phone screen, which works really well for me, okay? So every time I unlock my phone and, you'd see today, like it says, I'm a clear conduit for communication between here and the spirit world, okay? And so locking it on your phone screen works really well. There has been the odd time where I've gone to read my affirmation, or I've forgotten to read my affirmation, and then I know it's time to change the background and change the colours behind that too. So that's another trick as well. And someone has just been waiting very patiently on the line. So I'll just go to my first caller, Darlene in Winnipeg. How are you, Darlene?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. What can I do for you today?
I'm wondering if you can give me just some advice on relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to use my tarot cards for this. I've been drawn to do that. And I'm going to pull a past card, or just to see where you're coming from in that space at the moment. Okay, I get the Star. So I feel as though there was sort of a love that you have had, and it's almost like, I don't want to say regret, but it's almost like things unsaid, things not done in that space in the past. Can you take that?
Yes.
Okay. But not to dwell on the past. That was just to give me a sense of where your energy is coming from. And I just want to see where it's sitting at the moment. Collaboration. So I feel as though you are working it's almost like a teamwork, team effort, maybe a wingman or a wing woman, someone who's trying to help you in this space at the moment. Is that correct?
No, I don't think so. No.
Not yet. Okay. So I do feel as though there is an instance, there will be an opportunity for you in the short future to, I don't want to say collaborate, that's not the right word here, but it would be that someone introduces you to a group of other people, and it is through that meeting that you will have something positive coming through here. So in terms of what you can do to bring that in faster or to sort of accelerate that experience. Okay, looking at the world. So for me, the world card really means putting yourself out there and becoming a more confident version of yourself. So perhaps what I was speaking about earlier around affirmations could be really good for you as well in this sense, because Spirit is making me aware of, it's almost just a little bit of non-confidence at times in this space. And it's almost like I don't know how to present myself in this space. And there's a lot of nervousness around that, is what I'm being told. So what I would suggest for you here is to ensure that you are putting yourself out there and having that and doing some affirmations to assist in your confidence in this, because, you know, let's face it, no one's particularly good at dating. And it's very, it's a very nerve-wracking experience. But Spirit is making me aware that you can help yourself here by perhaps introducing more affirmations in your life, and by saying things, you might say to yourself, I've got this, and these sorts of things. But there is, again, I am getting the sense that there is going to be someone, and I feel as though it is a female friend that does introduce you to someone introduces you to a group of people, and within that group, there is someone in particular that you do strike a connection with there. And I'll just dive in a little deeper on that as well to see if any clarity comes through on that. Okay, I do feel as though the person that comes in is sort of freshly out of a relationship as well, and is looking for someone more genuine, and that is why sort of your paths cross, and how you're going to find alignment with this individual, because it's almost as though you're both on the same level, having come from relationships in the past that weren't as good, and you're both in a position where it's almost like you know what you want already, and your values are aligned in this way. And so that is why Spirit is presenting this individual as a good energetic match, because you sort of meet them at their own level on this as well.
Oh, wow.
Do you have any questions around this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and I am hearing April for this as well. So that's the current energy suggests that this meeting will be around April. But until then, again, they are reminding me of the World card. So it's almost as though working on yourself, if you have opportunities to travel and reflect on, I don't know if you journal at the moment, but that would be something good to do as well. Taking this time to sort of reflect and look at aspects of your life that you could improve to help yourself sort of grow this confidence in this area, because that will certainly help in this regard.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. Okay. And I might just wrap up, because I've got a little bit more time now, and I might just wrap up with a card for the collective. Just the message that Spirit wants you all to know, all the listeners out there today to know. Okay. And so what they're bringing up here is the 10 of Wands, which is challenges ahead. Okay. And I feel as though this does relate to the coming week. I don't feel this is a global challenge, but it does feel as though there are hurdles coming in for people. And I feel as though this actually has something to do with planetary alignments as well, the reason this is coming in. But challenges aren't always a bad thing, because obviously with a challenge comes the opportunity to overcome a challenge and to learn from that challenge. So I would ask you just to be really patient if you're challenged by anything in the next 7 days, and just to know that only good things will sort of come out of that challenge, and it is for your greater good. Okay. So that concludes the show today, but stay tuned for some amazing other light workers coming up right next. If you did enjoy the show or you want to learn more about affirmations, please do connect with me on my Facebook page, named Mary at Intuitive Readings. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
In the silence of my soul, visions clear and spirits call. I embrace my sacred role, standing firm where others fall. Whispers from another plane guide me through the unseen art. In my heart they remain, filling every broken part. I rise, embraced by the unknown, on paths of light that I alone have flown. Gifts revealed in every tone. In this mystic space I've grown. Each message is a stepping stone. My spirit's strength fully shown. In every bone I own my throne. Psychic medium, fully grown. I'm a throne, a psychic medium, fully grown. I rise, embraced by the unknown, on paths of light that I alone have flown. Gifts revealed in every tone. In this mystic space I've grown. Sweet clarity, sweet clarity. With every reading, my power affirmed beyond the veil where fate is turned. I stand a guide between the lines. With every reading, my power affirmed beyond the veil where fate is turned. I stand a guide between
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Angelic Insights and Healing with Margaret Phillips. Live from AngelsAlwaysAroundUs.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Angelic Insights and Healing on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Everybody, I hope you are having an awesome day. Happy Tuesday. For those of you who don't know, I am Margaret Phillips. I am the owner of Angels Always Around Us. I am a psychic medium, a Reiki master, a shamanic energy healer, a pranic energy healer, a life coach, and a certified hypnotherapist. So I got a bunch of tools in my toolbox so I can help you get unstuck and get you moving forward and happy and in the place where you want to be. So I am glad I am here every Tuesday at 4:30 for you guys. Just a few things. You can find me at my website, AngelsAlwaysAroundUs.com. You can find me on my Facebook page, which is Margaret Phillips is my personal page. My business page is Angels Always Around Us. I also on Facebook have a great Facebook group called Angelic Inspiration and Guidance, where I do little daily videos with wellness tips, affirmations, mini card readings, all kinds of great stuff over there. So head on over on Facebook to Angelic Inspiration and Guidance, submit a join request, and come on and join our little community there. It's a great place to get some experience. I share crystal tips, angel tips, wellness tips, all kinds of stuff. Get you some knowledge, maybe give you a little boost of morale, maybe give you some support. The group is also there for other people to share inspiration, anything inspiring. Feel free to post on there, guys. If you're having a tough day, that group is great. You guys can go in there. You don't have to air your dirty laundry. You know, you can say, I'm having a hard time. I'm struggling right now. Can you guys send me some positive vibes? People will pray for you. People will send you positive energy, including myself. So, you know, go on over to Angelic Inspiration Guides on Facebook and join that. If you are on Instagram, so am I. I am Angel Margaret P on Instagram. So we have a caller on the line, I believe, already today. I'm not being shown what the caller's name is, but I think we have somebody. Gina in Mountjoy, Pennsylvania. How are you today, Gina?
Fine, thank you.
How can I help you today?
I would just love to have a reading, whatever comes through. Just a lot of things going on, a lot of things around that just wanted some clarity and see what comes through.
Okay, you got it. Now, real quick, before I tell you what these cards say that I'm shuffling here for you, I will tell you, I already heard one thing I am supposed to share with you and all for the folks who are listening right now. Okay, so for some of you, the end of 2024 may have not have been, it might have been a cruddy year for you. You might have had some cruddy moments. Remember, that's 2024. This is 2025. And, you know, it's a new day. I don't care if January 1st stunk for you or January 17th stunk for you. It's always a new day. It's always a new moment. So if you're struggling with something, try the best you can to release it. And I know we have some things that we have to take care of sometimes that can be challenging, and we can't release them because we got to fix them or, you know, tend to them first. But as soon as you can, release them. And if you're tending to something and like it's causing you a lot of stress, put that thing in a box, guys. You know, if you got, like, let's say you've got this monumentous home repair bill, okay, and you got to make payments on it for a few months. So you make a payment, you get the contractor, let them fix it, you let them do their job, you pay them to do their job, and then, you know, okay, here's the check, and then done. Don't think about it anymore. Sometimes we spend way too much time focusing on all the negative stuff that we can't enjoy the positive stuff. So again, try to release as much as you can. And if, you got that contractor bill or you got that thing that's holding over your head for a few months, put it in a box, allow yourself a certain amount of time to think about it. And then, nope, it's not box time. I'm not going to think about that. It takes a little bit of self-discipline, but it is well worth it. Now, Gina, let's see what these angel cards say for you.
Okay.
Ooh, we got some good ones. They're all good ones. We got some really good ones for you here today, Gina. So our first one is Serena. And Serena is the angel of abundance. And she is coming to tell you to have faith and keep the hope, because things are going to settle down for you. It feels like within the next 6 weeks, things will start kind of separating itself out, kind of working itself out. Keep doing it, keep on the path you're at. Serena, and the great thing I hear about her and what I see on this card that's jumping out to me is the yellow in her wings. And this yellow is representative of love and spirit. And that's what I'm hearing as part of the abundance that's coming to you is going to be, you're going to get a greater connection with spirit, and you're going to be able to feel love more. I feel like you have some love in your life right now, but you're having a little bit of a hard time actually feeling it. And what I'm hearing from the angels is you're actually having a hard time with your guardian angels. They're trying to connect with you, but you're so caught up in your head and you've got so much that you're trying to fix right now that you're actually blocking them because you're not letting them come through. How much time are you spending meditating or just quiet time during the week, Gina?
Not as much as I would like to. I try to find little spots here and there, but just with everything so busy and chaotic, I do know that I'm lacking in being able to do that.
So I want you to try something, and I would like you to try it. The angels are telling me to ask you to try it for 9 days. I will tell you, I have never, that I am aware of, been told to tell anybody to try anything for 9 days. It actually takes 3 weeks to establish a habit, and it takes 6 weeks to kind of solidify that habit. But the angels say for you, 9 is your number, because if you can do it for 9 days, they say that you're the type of person that you'll make it part of your routine. So for 9 days in a row, and it's okay if you mess up and you slip a day. If you mess up 2 days in a row, then you got to start your count back over at 1. But for 9 days in a row, what they want you to do is they want you to take a few minutes. And we're going to look up the number 9 for you in just a minute, because, I was originally going to say 10 minutes, and the angels are like 9 or 10 minutes. It doesn't have to. So they've got something with this number 9 for you that we're going to get to in a second. But so for 9 or 10 minutes every day for the next 9 days, when you first get up, after you go to the bathroom, before you go start your routine, take that 9 minutes and just allow yourself to just sit and just be.
Okay.
If you want to drink some tea or some water or something to get you going, that's good. But don't go crazy. Don't go downstairs and do anything that takes any kind of, requirement. Even tea is a little hard right now. Even if, you can put maybe a bottle of water by your bedside before you go down, at night before you come in. That way you have it in the morning for you. But what Spirit wants you to do is spend for the next 9 days, I want you to spend 9 or 10 minutes every morning before you, quote unquote, start your day, just being still and see what happens.
That would be good. I always call my mornings hit the ground running. It's just jump out of bed, feet hit the floor, and you're off. So that would definitely be something that would help.
I get you. We are burning the Sunshine Sisters. I get you. I'm the same way. I start in the morning and I'm just go, go, go. So do that for 10 days, kind of force yourself, set a timer on your phone, force yourself to kind of just stay in one area for 10 minutes and, just sit still and see what you see. Notice, close your eyes and you may hear nothing. You might hear the birds outside. You might hear a couple cars going by. Just allow yourself to be mindful and just see what Spirit has to tell you. Because again, I'm getting your angels are trying very hard to talk to you, but you're so busy with everything. They just can't get through very well. It's not that they're not getting through at all, because they are giving you some messages. They're just not getting through as well as they would like.
Yeah.
Ooh, so this magical number 9, now lots of stuff is making sense just by me reading the first sentence in this book. So let you guys know, I use Doreen Virtue's Angel Numbers 101. This is one of her older books, but it is a great book and it resonates well with me. So this is the one I use. Now, angel numbers are kind of like a cross between a mini angel card reading and like a little mini horoscope. So the number 9 in angel numbers, which is way different than numerology, two different things. The number 9 angel numbers means get to work, light worker, now. The number 9 means that you've completed all the prerequisites to achieve your life's purpose. Stop procrastinating, as it's time to start taking action steps. Even baby steps are useful. So, that tells me that you are supposed to be out there helping people, Gina. Are you working on that yet?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. So keep going, work a little harder. Again, this is why the 9 minutes in the morning is going to be so important for you, because your angels are trying to talk to you. You've got people to help. They want to help you help people. They want to help you make these plans, but you got to quiet for a minute so they can get them through to you. Does that make any sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so hold another card for you. This is Mystique. These are all fantastic cards. So Mystique says, keep charging forward. As you do, continue on the path that you're on and you charge forward. She says, do not slow down. The angels are telling me, they're almost screaming at me saying, she needs to go, go, go. They say, just like you do every morning, but do it with helping others. So you got to start kind of switching that around a little bit, allow yourself to be able to help others a little more. So Mystique is like, I'm here. I'm making sure everything's out of your path. And our last card for today is this. This is Vanessa. She has came up on some recent readings before. If you look at her, she looks like she works out at the gym quite a bit. She says, when you're struggling, ask yourself, and the angels are interjecting in that quiet time, ask yourself what brings you closer to your divine purpose. And then ask the angels, what can I do next? What I'm hearing, your main question needs to be during some of this quiet time is, what am I supposed to do next? What do I do next? So it doesn't have to be, they're not going to give you this whole 10-page layout plan. They're going to give you a little piece at a time on top of a little piece on top of another little piece for you to build on. That's, again, why these 9 minutes in the morning for the next 9 days are important to help get you started. They've got great things for you. You just kind of got to make them happen. You got to work on making them. Again, I see abundance of love and joy, and I see happiness in your near future. And all this stuff, looks like 6 months from now, come this summer, Gina, you're going to look around and be like, I don't know how I got here, but my goodness, am I sure glad I'm here.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for.
You're going to have a situation that is almost unrecognizable in a good way.
That's awesome.
By the summer, provided you work on that 9 minutes in the morning.
And go step by step.
Yes. I hope that was helpful for you. Please, if you have any follow-up questions, we are almost out of time today. Shoot me a message through my contact form on my website, Angels Always Around Us. Shoot me a text, 856-449-9099, and I'll try to help you out a little more here. You can also always go visit my Facebook page, but I hope what little bit you did get today was helpful for you, Gina.
Very helpful. Very
awesome.
helpful. I thank you so much.
And thank you, and I hope to see you around on social media. You have a great day, Gina.
You.
And again, I am Margaret Phillips. I am a psychic medium, energy healer, life coach, hypnotherapist. You can find me at angelsalwaysaroundus.com or on Facebook at Angels Always Around Us. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. I will see you next Tuesday.
Psychic Radio, Earth's America's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So this week coming up, I feel like it's actually quite a positive week from what we've had in the past few weeks. It's been quite dense energy. And finally this week, I feel like things are picking up. We're feeling like a breath of fresh air. It's feeling like we can finally move forward into the year ahead. We have the new moon that is coming up on the 29th of January. It is at 11:35 p.m. That is my time here in Sydney. So during this new moon, I feel like it's very positive. We've got a tri from the sun, the moon, Mercury, all trying to Jupiter. I just feel like this is it's in Aquarius, so it's about breaking free. It's about being a rebel, doing what you want to do, but it's also, I feel like, looking ahead and planning ahead. I feel like the energy is going to be very good and making you feel very confident. We have a lot of positive aspects to Mercury during this new moon. I feel like it is about breaking boundaries and breaking any limitations of people being putting onto you. I feel like it's about staying on track and staying focused and really like setting goals or be able to achieve things. I feel like this is the week we're going to be able to get things done. And if you're someone who has a very long task of things to do, I feel like this is the week where you're going to get through most of your tasks that you need to get done. We've also got, today especially, we do have some a lot of positive aspects. The only negative aspect that I can see for this week ahead is on the 27th, we've got a square starting with Mars and Chiron. But apart from that, I see everything being positive. We do on the 28th. On the 28th, we do have Mercury, which is going to be coming into Aquarius. So that is about thinking outside the box. It's about thinking logically and practical. It's about seeing both sides of situations. When you were dealing with Aquarians, they can see every side of the situation that's going on. They are also able to detach themselves as well, so they don't get very emotionally involved. So you'll even find during this new moon that it won't be very emotional. It's about detaching for things that really doesn't serve you, or situations where you really can't see an outcome or it's not working for you. And it's about detaching from that situation because it's about moving on to better things. So we've got that Mercury moving into Aquarius. It will conjunct Pluto this week when it goes into Aquarius. So that will be coming up. But with that, that's going to be on the 29th. And that could be an ending of a conversation or communication with someone. Could be a very it's about transformation, about how we communicate and also about how we think. That it could be someone that you just don't want to talk to anymore, could come up with that. On the 24th, so today, Friday, for me it's Friday, we do have Mars in sextile to Uranus, which is bringing about unexpected strength, unexpected confidence coming up with us. We've got Mercury, which is going to be opposing Mars. And again, I feel this is quite a positive. I feel like it's about confidence in how we communicate and giving you that strength. I just keep on seeing like Superman energy coming in this week where you just feel more confident and more powerful. On the 24th, we've got Mercury, which is going to be tried to Uranus. That's going to bring in some unexpected communication. And again, I think it's going to be positive. On the 26th, we've got Venus tri to Mars, which is really helping us. I feel like it's helping you setting boundaries with relationships, but I also feel like it's helping you with finances and getting on track of things. On the 27th, we've got Mercury, which is going to be in sextile to Neptune. And I feel like that's about taking the rose-colored glasses off and seeing for the reality what it is and seeing people for who they are. And on the 27th, we've got Venus, which is going to be in sextile to Uranus, and that's like unexpected with your finances or relationships. And again, I see it all being very positive. I just feel like this week is a very positive week for us all. So let's go to the caller. So we've got here's Marie, who's in Sandtown, New Hampshire, so in America. So hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
Well, I have a lot going on. Whatever you see that I need to know.
Okay. I'm not sure. So if you have a specific question, because we don't have a lot of time, if you can ask me, so I know exactly what you want to know. I just feel like things are very complicated around you.
Right. I have a son that just got operated on today, and I have a son that passed away 9 years ago.
So the son that is here, I'm hearing that he's very brave. So the son that's just had the operation, I am hearing that he's very brave. He's also very competent. I feel like he's being stuck or having mobility issues, but the son that's passed over is there with him and supporting him. Like they're brothers, but I feel like did they not get along when the other brother was here? He sort of saying to me, I see him there with him, and he's sort of telling me that we're brothers, but I feel like they would fight a lot, like cats and dogs, like fight a lot.
No, that's actually my other son. I have 3 of them. I have one that's in the hospital. I have a middle one, and the one that passed away. Those 2 fought.
Oh, okay. Because he's telling me he's like they're my brother, but he's saying that they're fighting like cats and dogs, and
they did.
But he is supporting the one. He isn't telling me he's supporting the one that's in care. He's like that's my brother. That's my friend. He doesn't like the food. So the brother the son that's passed away, he's telling me that the food in where your son is not the best. He doesn't like the food there. He's telling me the food could be a lot better as well. And he's also telling me that there's been a lot of pressure on you, and you feel like you need to live up to like an expectation here, like you're trying to be super mom. But it's like it's okay if you fall because he will catch you. And he's saying that it's all about life and how we all grow. And he wants you to just, even if you fall, to be confident in yourself, because he's saying that there's people around you when you're not got that confidence about you, is when they take advantage or they come in and they make things more complicated or more confusing for you. He's like, you need to sort of stand up for your right and need to create a boundary. And that might be to the others. That could even be the other son that he might be referring to that you've got. I feel like there's jealousy with those 2, like there's some sort of jealousy or rivalry going on with those 2 sons, and it didn't get resolved when he was here. But it's like the one that's passed over is like, he's got confidence about him. He's like, I'm better, I'm the better one, or I'm the favorite son. I feel like he's just having a bit of fun with me, I feel, with that. And I feel like, so is there, I'm not sure which son I'm going to, but one of the ones that are here, is he got his head down in a book or something? Or I see a boy walking with his head down, but I feel like it's in a book, or he's looking at something, or maybe it could be like it's a phone. Is he always concentrating on something and not watching where he's going?
The one that passed away.
Oh, okay. All right. That's him giving me evidence. Okay, I was seeing that, and I thought I was they were showing me the one.
Well,
one of the ones that
the
were.
one. There's a question about the one that passed away that I was told it was an accident and he shot himself, but I don't believe that's true. I just want to know if that's going to get resolved this year
Something's been. Look, I'm going to be careful what I say here because it's a public forum, and this is something that would be. But I do see something being covered up, like his body being covered up, and I do feel like that he didn't want to go. He's telling me I didn't want to go, and I just feel like it's like a mistake gone wrong, like something gone wrong, is what I'm hearing, and because I feel like he was he's happy. Like I feel like this boy was a happy boy. And though he had challenges to face, I feel like he didn't intentionally to do this. But I feel like there may be more people involved or more people there. But I just feel like that he's at rest. Like he's happy. He's in a good place where he is. He's not in any pain, but he's I just see like scrambling. So. Yeah, I don't want to say too much. Maybe I already have. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to say things in a nice way and not try too much. But just with the information that sometimes you can't stop what you're getting. But I just want to say to you, I just know that he's in a good place now and he's not in any pain. I don't feel depressed with him. I don't feel like he was down, and. Sometimes even, in Australia, sometimes the police, they assume things and may not look at the whole situation or find everything out. So I just feel like this is going to be a mystery, but I just want you to put at ease that he's okay.
Right. Because I've been trying to get the case opened, and he actually lived in Florida with his fiancée at the time that this happened. And, I'm here in New Hampshire, so all I know is what I was told.
I feel like
I don't believe it.
Yes, I feel like there's a bit of laziness on maybe the police part. I do see them being lazy, but I also feel like something may come about this in years to come. So this might be people that are involved, maybe something come about this in years to come. I'll just say that for you.
Okay.
But for you and your peace of mind, just know that your son is in a good place right now and that I don't feel he was depressed or that he had intentions to leave.
Right.
Okay.
So it's not going to be resolved this year then. You're not saying that.
There's other people involved in this, and there's something about that. But it's like I feel like I'm going to be walking at TikTok, and it's going to be a true crime thing coming up. Not a true crime, but like a story. If this happened to this person, like one of those people that tells different stories about different things that have happened. But like for now, I just want you to be at peace that your son is okay, that he's not in any pain, and that I don't think that he. We all have a time to leave this world, and I believe in that. But just know that he's okay. But I feel like eventually you will be put to rest with this. This will be put to rest eventually, but maybe not this year.
Okay.
Okay. But I want you to know he's in a good place, and he loves you a lot. But he's around your son that's in hospital, and he just wants to give you a big hug, and to know that to keep going, moving forward.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Stellar Parenting with Brandy Kahn. Live from BrandyCahn.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Stellar Parent on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to Stellar Parenting with Brandy Kahn. I'm your host, Brandy. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I also hold a Master of Science degree in psychology with an emphasis in child and adolescent development. And I'm coming to you live today from Houston, Texas. So happy Tuesday to you all. Wonderful to have you here. As an astrologer, I'm so passionate about helping parents, teachers, and guardians learn how to combine the magic of astrology and the stars with the art of consciously raising children. Please visit my website for more information. If you'd like to see how I can help you, I would love to help you, love to be of assistance to you. And I want to just start off and ask everyone, how was your weekend? I hope everyone had an amazing weekend, because I'd like to share a little bit about mine. I had such an honor this weekend. I was able to initiate 2 women into 2nd degree Reiki. So I've got 2 new 2nd degree Reiki practitioners, and it's always an honor to facilitate someone's journey into Reiki, because that's where my spiritual path began. So if any of you have ever thought about taking Reiki, I would highly encourage you to do so. It really sensitizes you to your energy, and you become more aware of things that you can't quite see, but you can feel, okay? Also, as well, all of my children have been attuned to Reiki as well by my teacher, my Reiki master, but she recently retired. So I do offer Reiki training for children in the Houston area. If you have a child who's interested, I would absolutely love to help. Okay, so for today's show, we are going to be talking a little bit about, again, Pluto in Aquarius. I cannot believe how current events are reflecting the energy of Pluto in Aquarius. So we're going to start off with that. And then afterwards, I will go through this week's transits for you. And then we'll finish everything up with a caller. So anyone who's listening, if you want a tarot reading or an astrology reading, I would love to hear from you. So call into the show. And let's begin with the Chronicles of Pluto in Aquarius. That's what I want to call this segment, Chronicles of Pluto in Aquarius. Now, for those of you who've already been listening to me for the last few months, you will remember that I told you that Pluto, the planet Pluto, moved into the sign of Aquarius on November 19th of 2024, and that's where he's going to stay for the next 20 years, okay? The last time Pluto was in the sign of Aquarius was from 1778 through 1798, okay? Not in our lifetime, right? And so during that frame of time, we had the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and the Haitian Revolution, okay? And during these times, there was a dismantling of social hierarchies. So let's just think about the French Revolution for just a second. The people were starving. There was not enough food, okay? And Marie Antoinette was in charge, and she supposedly had trouble showing empathy or feeling any empathy for the people who were starving. And she reportedly said, let them eat cake, all right? So people were very upset. They were not able to eat, not able to feed their children. yet she was living a very lavish lifestyle and didn't seem to be feeling the same pain that the people were feeling. This incensed them. They were very angry. So they overthrew her. They took her, from her throne, overthrew her, imprisoned her, and then ended up executing her for what they deemed crimes against humanity. Okay. So during Pluto and Aquarius, 1778, 1798, the theme really was power to the people. The people were able to overcome and take down those at the top. And, with Pluto and Aquarius, a lot of this was about money, economics, And so when we think about that, and then we think about the current events today, it's impossible not to see a thread of similarity. As an astrologer, I'm always looking for how cosmic events, cosmic lineups of the planets are being reflected in current events. Okay. And I've been so surprised over the past week by how many people I've seen on social media posting videos calling for revolution. So many people are using the word revolution. It's interesting. And also there's a professor from NYU, Professor Scott Galloway, who's been making the rounds on news stations. And this is what he's saying. I'm quoting him. We are in the midst of a series of small revolutions to correct income inequality. Income inequality is out of control, and our tax policy has gone full oligarch. So what's an oligarchy? An oligarchy is where the wealth and power are held by a small group of people at the top, by the elite, not by the masses at the bottom. And so here in the United States, if we are in any way, shape, or form heading in that direction, the energy of Pluto and Aquarius is actually going to even things back out over the next 20 years. It may be through a series of revolutions, maybe some, rebellion. I'm not sure. We have to see how this is going to play out. All that we can really look at is how did it play out before in times past? And then we see the similarity of the themes, and then we just have to watch and see, okay, how is this going to unfold for us during this time? So as you're watching current events, listening to the news, please always try to connect, make a mental connection with, oh, this is what's going on cosmically, and this is how we're seeing it play out in our day-to-day lives. Now, when we start with the transits for this week, we've got some big things going on. So today is January 28th, and in a few days, we're actually going to have Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So Mercury is going to leave the Earth sign of Capricorn and enter the air sign of Aquarius. And when I tap into the energy, when I'm really feeling the energy of Mercury and the Earth sign of Capricorn, I feel really grounded and pragmatic with my approach and how I communicate with others. I'm very focused on seeing things in a traditional way and following the rules. And that's the energy of Capricorn. But when I tap into the energy of Mercury and the air sign of Aquarius, I feel a lot less constrained. I feel free to move around. I'm free to explore different ideas, different trains of thought. So with Mercury and Aquarius this week, Mercury and Aquarius really wants to soak up a lot of information and learn new things over the next 2.5 weeks. So this Mercury is going to want to speak about the world issues, humanitarian issues, the future, and technology. And on the news this morning, I actually saw there's quite a bit of talk already because there is a new Chinese app, AI app, that supposedly sent Wall Street into a tailspin yesterday. because now of some of the things where we thought here in the US, we kind of had the blueprint for AI, and now finding out China also has it as well. There was a company that lost quite a bit of its stock, okay? So we're going to be talking about this over the next 2.5 weeks. Now for tomorrow, Wednesday, January 29th, Mercury will conjunct Pluto at 1 degree of Aquarius, okay? And when we think about Pluto, Pluto is the planet of power and transformation. So when we blend Mercury's energy with the influence of Pluto, many people are going to be talking about Plutonian issues like power, power dynamics, how power is being used or how power is being abused by those at the top in the past, times past, or in the present. So these issues, these themes are going to come to the forefront in the minds of many over the next few days due to this joining, this conjunction of Mercury in Aquarius with Pluto in Aquarius, okay? And I've already seen a lot of commentary again on social media about this over the last few days. A lot of posts about the Roman Empire, what happened with the Roman Empire, the fall of the Roman Empire, how it kind of correlates to what we're seeing now. Very interesting stuff. So keep an eye out for that, and also watch for things that have been hidden to be revealed suddenly. So is there something that's going to come out in the news in the next few days that will shock and surprise everyone that's been hidden? I'm not sure. We will have to wait and see. But this is the energy. These are the archetypes that we are seeing, that we will be seeing, especially tomorrow. So how can we as parents use this energy constructively to teach our children? Well, this is a really good time to have deep, probing conversations with our children about the importance of honesty, the importance of truth, the right and the wrong ways to use our power, and the details, the ins and outs of power dynamics and how to navigate through those in the world. We can also talk about the shadow side of Pluto, or when people use power in ways to manipulate or control other people. So you can really use these next few days as a teaching moment for deep conversations and reflections with your children. So on January 29th, Wednesday, tomorrow as well, guess what? We will have a new moon at 9 degrees of Aquarius. And this is a supercharged new moon because it's happening, during the Lunar New Year. And new moons in astrology represent new beginnings and fresh starts. So it's an absolutely great time to release anything that holds us back and move toward progress, move toward change. So this is a time where we are planting seeds for things that we want to manifest over the next 6 months. So it's a very important time. And this is a super strong new moon because of the influence of the surrounding planets, which I'll talk about shortly. But first, with this new moon, I want you to remember that we are stepping into a new part of our evolution, okay? And the desire for freedom, the desire for oneness with all of humanity is now being born. So we're planting the seeds right now for humanity to come together in a very empowered way. That's one of the themes with this new moon. Now, this new moon is loosely trining Jupiter in Gemini. So remember, Jupiter in astrology is the planet of growth, expansion, abundance, okay? And so with Jupiter adding positive support to the energy of this new moon, you might notice that you feel very optimistic, hopeful, okay, with this new moon. And I want you to check your natal chart. Where does Aquarius fall in your natal chart? Which house? And you can go to my website, brandycon.com, and you can make yourself your own natal chart. You need your time of birth, date of birth, and where you were born. And find out, where does Aquarius fall in your chart, which house? Because that's going to be the effort or the area of your life where you can plant these new seeds for a fresh start. So, for example, let's say that you have Aquarius in your 11th house. The 11th house is the house of friends, groups, organizations, hopes, and wishes, okay? Maybe you are taking steps to have new friendships and new group affiliations that will allow you to help and impact larger groups of people, okay? Or if you check your child's chart, see where they have Aquarius as well. This is important for them as well. Let's say that you have a senior in high school who has Aquarius in the 9th house of higher learning. Well, this is your child's time to really be thinking about what they want to do after graduation. Do they want to go to college or university? What do they want to study? Where do they want to go? Okay, this is the time to plant the seeds for these new beginnings to come to fruition. And then on Thursday, January 30th, Uranus. Uranus will station direct at 23 degrees of Taurus. So remember, Uranus has been retrograde since September 1st of 2024, okay? Several months. And when we're talking about Uranus in astrology, Uranus is the planet of revelation, of change, freedom, and breakthrough. So Uranus will wake up and begin to move forward again in the sign of Taurus tomorrow, Thursday, January 30th. So check your chart for placements that are close to 23 degrees of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius. If you have any planets in those places, in those locations, or if you have an angle like your ascendant around 23 degrees of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius, you might really feel the shift. Everyone else, it might be a little bit more subtle, okay? But for those of you who have placements or planets or points in these locations, you might feel the shift and the move forward. And if your child also has anything around 23 Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius, they might really feel it as well. So with your children, an unbalanced expression of this Uranian energy can manifest as rebelliousness, okay? As they're searching for their sense of individuality. So keep this in mind. And if any of that behavior comes up, then you'll have a deeper understanding as to the process that your child is experiencing and going through right now. And final transit for Thursday, January 30th. Now, this is a good one. This is a really, really good one. I love this one. We will have Sun 11 degrees of Aquarius trining Jupiter at 11 degrees of Gemini. And this is one of the most positive transits, okay? So this is a powerhouse duo that's going to be coming together. And as they're coming together, they're really highlighting the themes, again, of Aquarius, the air sign of Aquarius. And so when we're expanding on the qualities of the sun and Aquarius, a lot of these qualities and themes have to do, again, with change, reform, progress, freedom, and truth. And Jupiter here is going to emphasize and expand on these ideas, expand on these themes. So during this time, we might feel very hopeful. We might feel really optimistic. We might feel at peace and harmony with others, those around us. And we might also feel as if we receive a really good surge of energy in our body as far as anything that positively impacts our health or our vitality. Okay, so this is wonderful. So let's use this energy in a beautiful way to try something new, go someplace new, do something new with your children, take a short trip, take them on a special excursion, something fun. This will be a really great day to bond and have fun with your kids. So these are the transits for the week. Use this energy intentionally and use it consciously. And now we will say hello to our caller. Hi, Joy. How are you?
I'm very good. How about you?
Good. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. And would you like tarot or astrology?
Tarot, please.
Okay. All right, then let's do it. Let's get it done. So I'm going to do a spread here for you, Joy. And do you want the spread to be about something that's general, or is there anything specific that you want me to focus on?
Career, I guess.
Career. Okay, great. Okay, so let me just shuffle. Let me connect here with my guides. Make sure that you are also connected in here and see what we can get for you. Okay, Joy. Okay. All right. Now, Joy, I want you to tell me when to stop shuffling, please.
Now.
Okay. Okay. All right. So with your career, I did do a Celtic cross spread. And the card that I'm seeing that comes up as, to the energy of the situation, I do have the 9 of Swords, which usually represents quite a bit of anxiety, quite a bit of repetitive thoughts when it comes to what could possibly go wrong in a situation. And I'm assuming this has to do with what could go wrong with your job. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Has there been a situation, because I do have a conflict card showing that someone may have been dishonest, or someone's being dishonest, or trying to not really cheat you out of something, but it almost seems as if you're being dismissed in a sense by someone at your job.
I'm not sure about that yet.
Okay. All right. So
I don't.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I didn't.
Oh, that's okay. So, Joy, this is what I'm seeing that there's a lot of anxiety. Okay. And the feeling that I'm getting, or the card that comes up, is something's a little off. Like there might be someone pulling strings behind the scene. I do feel as if there's something going on outside of your awareness with someone there. I just want to let you know I have the 7 of Swords. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, what I am seeing, though, over the next few weeks. So have you made the decision to stay in this job, or are you actively seeking employment somewhere else?
I'm actively seeking employment elsewhere.
Okay. Then that explains over the next 2 weeks. I do have here the 3 of Wands, which looks like I'm doing something new. I'm focusing on something new. This is new territory for me. All right. Which is a positive card. So it almost shows like a new, fresh start, a new beginning. I do feel like this could possibly be somewhere else, at another place of employment. Okay.
Okay.
And then over the next 4 weeks, we have the 2 of Cups, which is absolutely wonderful. So that's the card of peace, harmony, getting along with others. Okay. So over the next month, it looks like there's going to be this shift, or this feeling about work where you love being there. You love the people there. You feel supported. You feel validated. You feel seen. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, the personal power card, what you have in your favor right now, I do want to say it looks as if, even though things might be a little up in the air, not really clear for you, it feels to me, because I've got the Emperor right here, it feels to me as if inside, Joy, you know who you are. You value yourself. You don't look to others really for validation. So even if things are hard or difficult, I don't have the feeling that you end up blaming yourself. You understand that?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So this strong sense of empowerment that you carry, this is your power in this situation where you are now, the job that you are now. And I want you to remember to tap into that sense of strength and power that you innately carry. Okay.
Okay.
All right. An external factor of the situation, it looks really as if you're a lot in your mind. There's a lot of looping thoughts, maybe thoughts that make you feel like gosh, all hope is lost when it comes to work. It just, because I've got the 8 of Swords here. So again, there's this whole theme of my thoughts might not be where they need to be energetically, just because I'm going through a hard time. And it's hard for me to pull out and think positive and optimistic thoughts. Does that make sense to you?
100%.
Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing here. And I want you to know that no matter what happens at work, like I said, you've got this sense of power, you have this sense of empowerment. And the outcome is the Hanged Man, which is seeing a perspective, seeing a situation from a different perspective. So it's almost like we take a moment, we're kind of suspended in space, we're not really moving forward, but in this state of stasis, we are forced to see things in a different way. Okay? So the way that it's looking to me, the way that it looks and the way that it feels to me is that with your job, there could be potentially a surprise or something coming that you weren't really expecting on some level. But there are these cards of new beginning, and I'm happy and I get along with everybody. And then I'm seeing things from a different perspective. And I'm like, gosh, thank you for everything that happened. Thank you, universe, for everything that happened, because the situation where I am now is so much better than where I was. That makes sense?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so again, Joy, no matter what happens, tap into your inner strength, tap into the inner fortitude that you have. And I really think that things are going to work out for you nicely. It looks as if something new comes from the pain or confusion that you're going through right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much.
You are so welcome, and thank you so much for calling in. I hope you have a good day.
You too. Have a great day.
Thanks. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for listening to the show. I love to have you here every week. I just want to remind you, the stars may guide us, but we are the ones that have the power at the end of the day to shape our destiny. So keep shining your light, radiate your inner light from within, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. See you next time.
Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic, all the way from the Gold Coast here in Australia. I hope wherever you are in this planet of ours, you're having an absolutely fantastic week. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff happening in the news, but this morning that plane crash in South Korea where everybody walked away from that was an absolute miracle. It's just a scary thing to think of, 2 plane crashes in South Korea in Seoul in the last month. So let's hope there's no more of those to come. So this week on the Simply Tarot card of the week this week is called the Fool. And it doesn't mean that you're a fool. I mean, a lot of people look at this card and they think, oh, that means I'm foolish or I'm a fool. And, I really can't get my act together. And it doesn't mean that at all. It means good friends. And most of us could do with some good friends at most of our lifetime. So good friends, happiness. And sometimes the secondary meaning is needing to take a giant leap forward. Now, I think this is a very appropriate card at the beginning of the year when we're all leaping into our New Year's resolutions, if you make them. I don't, because I never kept any of them. So I decided a couple of years ago now that I wouldn't make any more. I'd just go about my business and make my year at my own pace. But for those of you that do, it's the perfect time to take that giant leap forward of moving into sort of maybe something that you've been frightened of taking. You're standing on the edge of the cliff there, ready to jump off. You sort of got all your worldly goods and your dog with you and you're happy and you're ready to do something. So it's a very, very positive card. It's never a negative card. Some people put the Fool at the beginning of the deck and some people put it at the end of the major arcana. That's a personal preference. I prefer to put it at the end because it's the 0 card. It has no denomination. So to me, it could perfectly slide in anywhere in a tarot reading. So the Fool, good friends, happiness, and needing to take a giant leap forward in your life. So is there something that you need to take a giant leap forward for in your life at the moment? Or is it just time to sort of sit back and sort of peruse the horizons and see where you're going from here? Now, this week, astrologically, we've got a fairly big week. It's going to be the Aquarius Pisces week, really, when I start talking about it. And when we talk about things in astrology, when we talk about planets holding hands or what's known as a stellium,